Shall we? Shall we, motherfuckers?
Persuading. So everybody got their vino?
Yes.
Yep. About to need a refill already, though.
I know.
Is that
That first
sweet?
glass goes down real
Yeah, it's a little sweet. I think it's like a
Brittany would
mix
like
of
it?
Riesling and
It's like 4 things.
Pinot Gris.
nice. It's 4 wines in one.
Yeah.
Don't they say not to mix it?
Oh, shit.
Oh, fuck.
Not mixed wine? Who said that?
You should. I mean,
So I'm totally digging this new space.
I love it so much.
It keeps getting better like every day.
Yeah.
every day.
Every time
It
there's
gets more
like
lush.
new shit added. New plants, new greenery, new art.
It's definitely a glow up. So
Yes.
thanks, India, and
Awesome.
all of you lovely minds that helped with this.
So welcome.
Really fun.
We're back.
Welcome back.
All right,
Wine
let's
night.
pump the energy up. Let's bring it up.
It's
We're
a full
at
moon
like
tonight.
a 2.
It is a full moon tonight. Brittany, did you see the moon?
I did.
Were you
I
as
didn't.
excited as...
I drove right into it.
Listen, I was trying to, and then the cars kept popping up in front of me.
Yeah. So what's going on?
Not shit.
Yes, we have a fun
world's open
episode
again.
planning. What are you guys drinking? April, do you think that Brittany would like that? Brittany, you want to
You
try
might
it?
like this.
What is it?
It's like a...
She said it's sweeter.
You read it. The
Sweet.
Riesling and the...
It's some sweet stuff.
Oh. I don't remember. It's like Riesling and...
I think it's like Riesling, Pinot.
Yeah, Riesling, Pinot, Muscat of Alexandria, and
Muscat.
I like a good musket.
Gewürztraminer.
I do like a good musket.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's from Cooper's Hawk. It's a white wine. It actually has like a little educational thing I can read you really quick. It says the A4 freeway through France whisks travelers from Paris to Alsace. I don't know how to say this city. Another city, from Paris to another city, which is home to countless charming villages and vineyards. In classic Alsatian style, this wine is made from 4 iconic grapes: Riesling, Pinot Gris, Muscat of Alexandria, and Gewürztraminer. With fruit sourced from vineyards in North America, A4 is an homage to these 4 noble grapes and the traditions they represent. I just picked it up last night from Cooper's Hawk. It's pretty good. It's their like February wine, I think.
A nice little special. I love a little
Cool.
special.
Brittany, I think it might go quite lovely with your pineapples.
Probably would.
Diced
honestly.
pineapples.
Try some. It's pretty
And
good.
musket wine.
Diced pineapple.
My titty's gonna run right into my mic. Can you pour that
Oh,
one?
yeah. Let me resituate myself real quick.
Oh my.
Cool.
Brittany getting her pineapple fill in.
So, I'm drinking. What is
healthy.
this that I'm drinking? Ravage. I'm drinking a cab. I think the rest of us are drinking a cab.
I think so too.
Brittany's trying the Four Loko.
Okay, piensas.
It's okay.
No, you're not feeling it.
Sweetest, so
It's not juice. It's
yeah.
I mean,
You could pop a pineapple in there and see what that does.
Ooh, like kind of like a mimosa.
Ooh, that's a good
Yeah, or like a
idea.
sangria.
Yeah, that's probably more on point.
Okay.
just gonna dump
so
the whole
I
bowl.
would tell you my fun wine fact. I mean, we just got a bunch of wine fact, so
that was a lot of wine fact about a highway.
but mine is actually really cool.
Listen, there's never such thing as
Educate
too many
us.
wine facts.
Okay.
Can never be too educated.
Okay, so this one is actually, a really handy wine fact. So the fastest way to cool a bottle of wine is in a champagne cooler or a bucket filled with 50% water, 50% ice, and a little bit of salt. So
Wait. Run that by me again. The best way to chill wine.
to chill wine or maybe champagne.
Okay.
Okay, get a bucket or
Yeah.
like one of those little champagne coolers and 50% water, 50% ice, little bit of salt, and the bottle should be ready in about 10 minutes.
So I wonder what the salt
Why?
does.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? I think it makes the water.
Alkaline.
You know how like you put salt in water when you're boiling
does.
noodles? It messes
Yeah.
with the temperature somehow. And you know how it like
science.
melts ice? There's something it does with the temperature. My brain doesn't want to connect any dots right now. But
Fair
it does
enough.
something.
I didn't know
Okay.
that's why you
Cool.
put salt in. I thought it was for
So like that's better than a
I thought it was a
refrigerator.
wooden
or...
stick.
I thought that's why I put oil in.
So none of us know why we add salt to our water to make noodles.
I usually only add oil.
But everybody does it.
Everybody does.
I mean, it adds
Alright.
flavor.
I think it adds.
why- that's
yeah,
what
like
I was-
I
seasons
thought it
the
was
noodles.
Yeah.
so it wouldn't stick.
That's the oil. I put oil in mine.
Oil. Yeah.
I don't think
Yeah.
you're supposed to do oil.
I do.
Do what? Wait.
my
No,
spaghetti
when you
comes out
after you
fine.
drain the noodles.
Oh, okay.
And if they're just sitting there, you don't want them to stick to each other, so you
Yes.
drizzle a little
I put
olive
oil
on
in the
them.
water.
Y'all got leftover
Oh,
noodles?
interesting, April.
I don't think you're supposed to put oil in the water, April.
Yeah,
I saw
I
it on
do
like
all the
a cooking
time.
show. You're like, some people put oil in the water. That's a no-no.
But why?
Did
I don't
Gordon Ramsay say it was a no-no? He's the only one I trust.
I mean, I'm sure he said it was a no-no at some point.
I'm gonna ask him.
At some point in his life.
I'm gonna ask him.
Let us know what he's.
All right.
Know what
All
his
right.
response.
Together.
Okay. Anyway, yeah. So that's the wine fact.
Yeah, so follow us.
Follow us on Instagram at White Night Podcast 614. We're on YouTube now. So click the link in our bio and watch our videos, please. And tell a
Subscribe.
friend. Subscribe.
Like,
Like.
thumbs up,
Share
comment,
to your
heart,
stories.
bookmark.
Let people know.
Tell us what you think.
all that. I'm not
Tell
a
your
YouTube
friends.
person,
All of those
but
things.
do all those things.
So your family.
You got to be a YouTube person now if you're on it.
My daughter is. I'm like, please don't find me. Please don't find me.
Oh, dang.
Do you think like what do you think she would say if she found your videos and like watch these? They're not that outrageous,
Yeah.
honestly. Like, I mean,
It's nothing she hasn't heard before, probably.
probably not.
With us around, that is.
Right. Right. We're not like
We're a great
the
influence.
cleanest mouths.
I'm
people around
afraid
children.
she'd be send it to her friends. Like, look, my mom's on YouTube, and then her friend will be watching, it, and then her mom will walk in.
Oh my God. People get phone calls.
God.
Right.
That's the trouble is when other parents get involved.
Right.
Kids really aren't even the trouble. It's the other
right.
parents.
Shit, invite 'em.
Especially, well, the
You
thing
wanna
is,
join?
The thing is,
Wanna
I
be a
had
guest?
her young, so her friends' parents are like old and like
Yeah.
not the same. You know what I mean?
So you want to join?
There's a little bit of a
April's-
generational gap there.
April's the cool mom.
Yeah.
Yeah. The hip one with
Yeah.
the cool shoes.
With the nose ring and the Nikes.
right.
She would probably say that too.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So we have
follow us.
Brittany,
please follow us.
Brittany, didn't you have an idea that like the next episode we should all reintroduce ourselves? Did you say that recently?
did.
Okay.
Allow me to
should
reintroduce
we do it?
myself. My name is Alana.
Okay.
Also, La.
What you about? What you represent, Alana?
Well, I'm not single, I guess. I'm engaged. That's the newest. That's the newest status. You know, I'd like to drink lots of wine. I usually
yes.
get pretty drunk on here and make interesting comments. You know, I'm just a 32-year-old professional.
Cool.
Dope. Dope ski. I'll go next. I'm India. What am I about? I don't know. I'm a lawyer. I guess sometimes I take myself too seriously.
It's not therapy.
Wait, this isn't a form of therapy? Why night's not?
It's
is
definitely
therapeutic.
cathartic, yes.
Damn it. I don't know.
I'm a wordsmith.
I got a little something going on.
Okay.
You know.
What's your ASL?
32 female.
What pronouns do you go by?
She, her, hers. I just added that to my email signature at work, by the way.
Your
There's like a whole
pronouns?
Yeah, like preferred pronouns. There was a whole like training on it at where I work, and they were like, "Hey, if you're into like adding this to your signature, these are sort of like the guardrails and like why you might want to, and like probably what you shouldn't add."
You guys, Chesney was getting texts at like 10:30 at night the other day from somebody named Charlie. And I kind of forgot, but a couple days later I remembered. I was like, who's Charlie? She was like, from school. I was like, is it a boy or a girl? She was like, well, I was like, oh, you're hesitating. It's a boy. She was like, well, they go by they, them. I was like, wow.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Love it.
Okay.
I was like, oh.
She's like, first of all, none of the
Right.
above, Mom.
Come on, Mom.
Right, like
You're no longer the cool mom.
right. I was like, oh.
she's
I
like
guess
trying to
I'm not
explain
that
it
young.
to you.
Right.
She's like, well,
Not exactly.
Nope.
neither.
Right.
So
Yeah.
that was interesting.
That is interesting because Chesney's 10.
She's 10. She's in 5th grade.
On that note, you're April.
Yeah, April. I am April. I'm a she.
This is new for us, so bear with us.
I have 2 kids, a boy and a girl, 10 and 5. I have lived in Columbus my whole life. I'm a paralegal at a law firm.
Yay.
Yeah, I'm single.
Slide into them ZMs.
No, please,
putting that
I'll
out there.
probably ignore you. I'm really bad at that.
I'll probably ignore you.
Yeah. Maybe one day I'll respond to people.
I feel like you
too late.
respond.
I respond,
You're
it's just like-
not. You just don't pick up on.
Should be
the,
like LOL.
I'll be
Yeah.
like,
Then why'd you respond?
You're like,
like
having a
heart.
great day. Thanks.
Yeah.
You too.
Right.
Thanks.
Yes, April runs a social media account. Next.
I'll be nice on the wine night. I'm
Be Fergie?
I'm nice, but
Yeah.
Working.
Beeford, Brittany. Been in Columbus like 10 years. It feels like forever. Maybe more than that. 12 years. I don't know. Small town girl. Came to Columbus for college. Stayed for employment. Single. Dating. That's pretty much it.
Took the midnight train going anywhere?
I'm Lilo, and I'm just out here. Just, I am an antisocial people person. Not really.
Okay.
So,
Oxymoron.
you get what you get. I'm different every day.
Lilo
all I
also
got.
enjoys long astrology readings and dream interpretations.
Yes, I did make everybody look at the moon tonight.
I haven't
It
seen
is a
it
full
yet
moon.
though. I'm happy
Go
to
look at the moon, bro. We will
so
pause.
nice.
It's worth it.
It'll probably still be out there, right?
It will be out there. It'll be there for a while.
It'll definitely
Not going
be there.
anywhere.
Yeah.
I'll see you
It's
when
not
we're done. Yeah.
Clocking out or anything.
It's right outside the back door.
Right.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Cool.
Speaking of dreams, I had a really, I don't know what my actual dream was last night, but I woke up laughing and Deji was in it.
Oh my god.
Wow.
That's so
What was he
weird.
doing in it?
So I don't my mom stayed with me this week and she like
Wait, in real life or
yeah,
in
in
the
real
dream?
life. In real life. My
Wait,
mom
she
was-
came to Columbus?
Yes.
Oh my god.
So she was
she
here.
work
that's a big
tonight?
deal.
No. she ran away with my dad. So my dad came and got her. So she was here this week and she was like, yeah, do you have any cereal? I was like, well, I have like Honey Nut Cheerios or whatever, trying to be, heart healthy and such. And she's like, well, I like Fruit Loops. And I'm like, okay. So she like brings a little packet of Fruit Loops, right? So, but in my dream last night, she's like, Mom, she's got Fruit Loops.
Sounds like something Deji would say.
Yeah.
And I woke up laughing. It was so weird. Yes.
That is
It was so
strange.
weird.
That
He
is
was
a
so
really
excited for
odd
these.
dream.
Maybe
Yeah,
you like
he
saw
was-
him on my story or something.
I have
and you
no
were
idea.
like,
Yeah. But he was definitely my dream, talking about how excited he was for Fruit Loops. I was
Sounds
like,
about
I'm
right.
glad I could be of service.
That's hilarious.
What does that mean, Lilo?
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't know
What does that mean?
interpret from that. I would need a little bit of elaboration, but
What more do you need? It's fucking Fruit Loops.
she loves his Fruit Loops.
A child.
God.
Oh, gosh.
All right, let's get to the bread and butter of this.
To the party.
We're definitely talking about some current events, some really
Yes.
crazy stuff that has been going on.
When is crazy shit not going on?
Yes, more crazy stuff.
More crazy.
And then we will talk about death and
Great.
Alien.
and aliens. So strap on your seatbelts or your strap-ons. Just kidding.
We're going to outer space.
Yeah. So what's been going on?
Oh my god. So the first current event is the Coca-Cola Protest.
I don't even
Yes.
know
Wait,
what that is.
are they protests or is it just like some drama at
It's
Coca-Cola?
outrage.
Like,
It's
don't drink Coke or
very,
something?
yes, bro. Like, people are butthurt about this.
So apparently, like so apparently some employee at Coca-Cola they're calling them the whistleblower, was like took screenshots of a training, like a diversity training. And it wasn't that Coca-Cola was putting on the diversity training. It was like a diversity training on LinkedIn, and it may have been like recommended or suggested. Some employees claimed that it was like obligatory that people go take this training, but like some of the training was like just talking about be less white, be less oppressive, be less like, you know, white solidarity, because that shit is fucking racist. But the employees that like told on Coca-Cola for this training was like talking about the training was telling them to be less white.
Well, no, there's a slide that says try to be less white.
Literally?
Yes.
Listen, I think this shit is hilarious.
That sounds like something I would make.
But it was on confronting racism.
Yeah.
And it said understanding what it means to be white, challenging what it means to be racist. To be less white is to be less oppressive, less arrogant, be less certain, be less defensive, be less ignorant, be more humble, listen, believe, break it. But like the whole be less defensive.
So what do the white people do?
They get defensive.
Of course. Hey, Emily, just pause real quick. Like talking to the side of your mic instead of the top of it. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I don't think you need to adjust the stand at all. I think you just need to.
Yeah, because then you're like bending over too much.
Like the hunchback.
Just put it up parallel with your mouth.
Yeah, just talking to the side of it instead of like this.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, sounds better. Okay, yeah. No, I mean, that's funny. It's funny to me.
I've seen people on Facebook or whatever talking about like, I still got Pepsi anyway, or I've been trying to cut back on Coke anyway. Like people are really like offended and like protesting and not drinking Coca-Cola. And I'm just like, so what you gonna order at your McDonald's after soccer practice?
Right. Because guess what? If you don't get Coke, you getting Sprite. Guess what? Coke makes Sprite. If you don't get Sprite, you getting whatever else Coke makes. So
it's basically Coke or Pepsi. Like those are the two brands, right? That like make all of the sodas
Mainly,
ever.
yeah.
I don't know. I just think that like,
You know who commented on it? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, go ahead.
Freaking Candace Owens. Talking about
Oh, Lord.
y'all should sue for racism, and they were talking about they were throwing out terms like reverse racism and like
that's probably
No
what she
such
said.
thing. No such thing as reverse racism.
Yeah.
right, like it's just
Irregardless. Just like that. No such thing.
I mean, maybe the phrase "be less white" is like not the appropriate phrase to use.
Sounds about right.
But it just means, but the thing is, like, if you know anything about racism, like, you would know not to take that offensively. You know what I mean? Like, it's not saying, like, cut your skin off or, like,
right.
Yeah.
not be who you are, but it's just saying don't be a part of the structure, the discriminatory structure that continues to perpetuate racism. That's all that that's saying. And it's just like, it's the racist people that are mad.
Yeah, they're going to be offended regardless of what's being said. They're the people that want to continue to be racist are going to find ways to be racist and be offended by things that shouldn't be offensive.
Right.
So it doesn't even matter what's going to be said. The mindset's not going to change for those particular people.
Right.
I found it very, maybe I shouldn't have, but very humorous to like see these people like for real, like making all these statuses about like, I don't need Coke anyway. Just like, I don't know, just very.
I didn't see it either.
it's
Lilo
funny
told
to
me, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is really funny.
It's very funny.
I doubt Coke is going to feel any negative financial effects from the, you know, even if it's thousands of people that are mad, like even if it's hundreds of thousands of people that are mad, Coke ain't going to feel no effects of that.
No, and they're going to get over it because they're all addicted to Coca-Cola. And they're gonna
or Diet Coke. That's even worse.
Diet Coke, yes.
They'll get over it in like a week, and they'll be fine. They'll forget all about it.
It'll die down. Yeah, the corporate mandated diversity training. They're like really like shoving the diversity thing at you in the corporate realm right now.
Yeah, my job hasn't they've just mentioned it quite often, like things that they plan on doing, but they haven't done any action yet. But I mean, they have so much going on right now. Like they just did layoffs and stuff. So hopefully soon they'll, do some stuff. But
I mean, I think diversity and inclusion training should be more direct than it has historically been. A lot of times it's like very vanilla.
Yeah.
And it's very like politically correct and very like, let's tread lightly here so as not to make too many people feel uncomfortable.
Yeah,
but it needs to make people feel uncomfortable because that's the entire purpose of it. We need to like shift the mindset, shift the framework, uproot the old boys network. Like, and the only way to do that is to, throw some
Be less white comments out there.
yeah,
There's some D's
Throw
on
some-
that bitch.
cayenne up in that beach. Pepper it up.
Cayenne.
When I saw Coke Protest on the outline, I was like, is it Coca-Cola or is it Coke?
It's the white girl.
Oh my God. I saw a really funny, speaking about Coke, I saw a really funny meme that was like this supposed to be this Colombian dude sitting in front of like a huge mound of white Coke. And it was like, shit, what did it say? Oh, it was like Colombian farmers waiting for the clubs to open back up or something. I don't know. Like it was really funny. Trying to offload some of this shit. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But now that they're open,
it's open.
so people gonna need a little
it's open. Outside is
Bumps.
outside.
extra
again.
help.
Yeah. No curfew. India, I know that you talked about maybe earlier this week or something, this next item on the list. Mm-hmm. What's going on with Boosie?
I meant to watch it and I
Badass.
forgot.
Boozy
I
badass.
forgot to watch
He's so
it.
stupid.
He just came at
Lori Harvey.
Lori Harvey. Well, he didn't really come. Well, okay.
No, he definitely came at her.
Yeah, he basically said like people are glorifying Lori Harvey and they shouldn't be,
Right.
and that shouldn't be goals. And he did say like if that was my daughter, like I wouldn't want my daughter. He said I think passed around was a term or a word like
Right.
phrase that he used.
Right.
He went on to say like y'all should be the future should be praised as well. Like
The men that have passed her around are the ones that should be getting the praise. That nobody would want their daughters to look up to Lori Harvey. That Michael B. Jordan is a simp for dating her. First of all, I don't even know what simp means. What does simp mean?
I've
Somebody
been saying that a
educate me,
lot.
please.
Yes. What
does
are
it
the
mean?
youth saying? What is that?
it's
Simple?
like I
Cool,
mean
Mom. I'm supposed to know this.
right.
what the
Is it
heck?
short for
Get
simple?
on your Urban
Simpleton?
Dictionary. It's like you a sucker. Is
Someone
how I
who
take
does
it.
way too much for a person they like.
April is triggered.
Oh my God, I saw a meme today that was, or it wasn't a meme, it was a GIF. But anyways, it was this lady at the restaurant and her husband was on a leash in heels.
No.
And
I saw that.
And it said, look at this simp right here. So that
That's a
fits,
simp.
that is a context.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
not me.
So
I mean, I think his comments are absolutely ludicrous and they're outrageous. Like, first of all, she's a celebrity, right? Like her father is, right? So she runs in those circles. She's gonna have celebrity exes.
Right.
So we're gonna know who her exes are. Just because nobody knows who my exes are doesn't mean I haven't had exes and doesn't mean I haven't slept with a whole bunch of other dudes. Like
Right.
you just don't know who they are.
Right. I think the one that really gets people is the father and the son. Like that's what I keep seeing like come
Diddy.
up.
And that shit is that shit is crazy.
That
Do
is
I
crazy.
think Lori Harvey needs to be praised? No, I don't.
Right.
I mean, she's just a woman who's dating.
Yeah.
And trying to find her partner. Like, do I think she needs praise for how she's moving in that space? No, I don't. But does she need to be dissed?
Right.
Do you think
No.
the praise
No.
comes of a lot from that Michael B. Jordan is Michael B. Jordan and he's got eyes on him? Like, if it was like freaking Ja Rule, she wouldn't be getting praise.
Right. It's because he's like every woman's dream man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's
But people were talking about Lori Harvey. People were talking about how Lori Harvey moves, but before she even started dating Michael B.
Right.
Jordan, they were like, I think generally women, I don't even want to say look up to her, but talk about her because she seems to move very freely. Like she's like, listen, I don't care. I dated you. I'm no longer dating you, so now I'm going to date you. Period.
She looks happy.
Period. Like, no, and apparently ain't nobody off limits.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so I think it was like that mentality. And then also like, she has her own shit probably. She probably has her own little bit of money from her dad. Like, doesn't necessarily need to be dating celebrities. So, I don't know. It's just like the way that she moves. And it's
She's like 23. She's like very young.
She's young.
yeah. At the end of the day, it's threatening to Boozy because he could never get her.
Ever.
And the fact that he wants to say she's not wifey material, like, you have 5 kids from multiple baby mamas. You're not husband material.
Right.
So, especially not because of how you talk about women.
Right.
So, I just think he's goofy.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why people are asking him questions anyways.
Nobody asked him. He was just on Instagram doing his own thing or whatever social media platform, and that's what social media is.
I thought it was like an interview.
I think
it
the
was
first
like
comments came up in an interview.
Oh, really?
I thought.
I don't
That's
know. I
like
didn't
that's
look that
the
far.
little link that I put in there, but I was just like, who cares what Boosie is doing?
Right.
What is he doing?
Because he's INDE.
No.
No.
That was like 20 years ago.
I think the best thing about it all is she hasn't commented on it at all.
At all. She's like,
Because guess
Fuck y'all.
what? You are irrelevant
Yes.
to her life.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like, which makes you look even goofier because he followed up and commented on all the comments he's getting. And it's
Right.
like, you're basically having this conversation with yourself.
yeah.
Right.
And your fans. Like, she's not worried about you.
Wait, so was he getting shit?
He was getting backlash, yeah,
Okay.
for sure. I mean, mostly from women that are just like, what the fuck are you talking
Well, because like
about?
obviously Boozy has a certain follow base, right?
I don't
So-
know. I don't follow Boosie.
Independent women. I mean, if he's singing a pop song
you mean
and
like
he's also
Scrubs?
talking
Scrubs
like
be
this.
following him?
Well, no, I'm just saying it's Boozy. So like not everybody, not like people who might be into Lori Harvey might not follow Boozy. So like
Gotcha.
I was just curious of who his backlash was coming from.
Yeah, I mean, and it also, I know it came from a couple other, like, I don't know who they were, but they seemed to be, maybe they were like D-list celebrities. I don't know. They had a lot of followers, but they were like making videos, like just commenting on his comments. Like, basically just like, listen, I gotta say something because this is just real outlandish that you even have an opinion on her dating practices. Like,
Or a platform.
And then-
like, who gave you a platform?
And I'm pretty sure he's like 20 years older than her. Why are you even worried?
why are you worried?
Right.
Why are you worried? And then in his follow-up comments, he even went so far as to say, because I think he said this in his first set of comments too, which also got people like riled up. He said something to the effect of, women who stick with their men, like stick with the men that cheat on them, don't get enough praise. Like, those are the hold you down women. Those are the women that are worth something.
Yeah.
Those women have value because they will hold a man down through anything. And I was just like,
Is he going through something right now? Like,
Well, no,
I don't know.
there's a
That's
whole-
just so stupid.
There's a whole like ideology around the woman that suffers for the man. And that's the problem, right? We're not giving flowers to women unless they go through heartache and hardship. 5, 6, 7 years.
They
multiple
prove
women.
themselves.
Yeah, they have to prove that they're worthy. Like,
Right.
no, a woman should be
that.
worthy.
Definitely shouldn't have to suffer
you
to prove
met
that you're
them.
worthy.
Yeah.
But that's a double-edged sword because there are women who do stay 10 toes down for the man that's out here dogging them.
Which is they should not be doing.
Because they are trying to earn those flowers and show that I'm down. Like, there's so many women that do that perpetuate that cycle.
I have a comment.
Yes.
Like, this shit is pissing me off. Like, so what am I proving? What am I proving I'm worthy of? I'm proving that
You're a
I'm
dummy.
worth getting shitted on. I'm just
Right.
confused.
No.
Like, what?
There is a mindset that unfortunately has become like a cyclical thing that had like people do have this mindset, whether they're aware of it or not, that like a woman will go into a situation knowing he's a player, he's a dog, he's whatever. And if I go through these hurdles, go through these walls, if I withstand these obstacles and stay by him through all of his behaviors when he's treating me like shit, then maybe he'll see that I'm down, that I'm a
ride or die.
But down for what?
Down for
to
that
be
man.
treated like shit.
him. They might think, like, dudes might think, like, oh, she's really down for me. I treated her like shit and she's still down, so maybe she's the one.
You know what?
Like, I don't know what it is.
So they're doing all this to get wifed by a man who is a piece of shit.
I would argue that there are women that
I'm not
be out
coming
here
at
like
you.
that.
I'm just
No, I
I'm
know.
trying to understand
Or I mean, maybe
the
they
ideology.
they came from a background with no
That's what
healthy
they watch.
relationships to
Yeah.
Oh, they must not have.
identify with. I mean, that is unfortunately, a lot of like childhoods are, within a home environment that's not necessarily stable or healthy, or a good, example of a healthy male-female romantic relationship.
Facts.
So
That's just sad as fuck.
that can affect people in so many different ways, and it comes out, how you are in your relationships when you get older. So
I think regardless of like the deep-seated issues that some people have, we still, society and especially men are still like, oh, that's a down-ass bitch. Mm-hmm. Like, you should wife her, bro. Like, she been down with you for 10 years. All this shit that you've
she'll
been doing.
bail you out.
Like, it's insane. So I just feel like at this point we should, as a society, be a little bit more smarter and just be like, okay, you kind of suck. Like, this is not fucking acceptable.
And I think,
but
like,
yet we still idolize those relationships, those toxic ass relationships, and the woman that stays by their side. But let the woman run. Let the woman run that shit, and it's all types of,
so, wait.
fuck that bitch, you should leave her, da da da. Like, hold on, sir. Hold on. You was the same
Right,
nigga
keep that same
Right.
energy.
You was the same nigga talking about 10 toes down and shit. Now you have a problem. Oh, okay.
Of course,
So-
because go ahead, Emily.
Well, I was just going to say on that note, that kind of proves my theory, because how many women praise Sierra for leaving the future situation and praying for Russell, and then he came and he saved her, and so many women idolize that shit. So many women want that shit. So many women want to be saved. Why? Like, they have them and they want to be saved because they know they're going for fuck shit. They know they go for fuck shit. They don't break that shit themselves. They want to be saved. They want a fucking Prince Charming to come along
Just makes it
and
a lot
treat them like
easier.
they.
Wait. But is it being saved, or is it just picking the right type of dude?
yes.
I think a lot of people look at it. Well, it might be
Because
picking the
did
right type
he-
of
it
dude,
Could
but
be both, but you have
Yeah.
to question what are you praying for? Are you praying to be saved?
Right.
Or are you praying for a good
partner?
man?
Well,
Right.
I
now
think
you need to figure out what you really
the
are
actions
looking for.
behind that, though. You can pray for $1 million all day. If you don't get out and hustle, you're not going to get that $1 million. I don't care. Like, it's the same concept. You can pray for a good man. If you're entertaining a not shit man, you're not going to get a good man entertaining the bullshit that you know you're praying against.
It just like going back to the Sierra example. Did Sierra break up with Future before she got with Russell?
I don't freaking know. I don't know. Probably.
Okay, sure.
I
I
think she
think
left
so.
him. I don't know.
Yeah,
I thought
I'm
it
pretty
was
sure they
that. I thought
separated.
that they separated,
Yeah.
which is like, okay, so no, she's no longer entertaining the fuck boy, and now she's working on herself. She's raising her child. She's focusing on trying to find a good partner, and she found a good partner. So I'm assuming she was practicing all of the qualities that she wanted to find in somebody else, and that's why she found that.
Yeah.
Not necessarily, and I don't know, because I'm not in Sierra's head.
Right,
I don't know
ouch.
what she was praying for. I don't know. She might have been praying to get saved, but in my idealistic mind, I would like to think she was just focused on herself, practicing what she wanted to find in a partner, and she found that.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, that gets twisted, like you said, by
Very
people
much
who
so.
haven't experienced healthy relationships or seen healthy relationships, or have no idea what kind of qualities they want in a partner. So they don't know how to exhibit that themselves. They're the ones that are like, I'm out here trying to get saved.
Yeah.
Or they're the ones fucking with fuckboys.
Right.
Because they don't know no better, or because
They don't want to do better.
they want to be down. I don't know.
I love there was a meme, not a meme, but there was like something, and somebody said, you know, I want the prayer that Sierra had, and then Russell commented like, maybe I was the one praying or something like that.
Yeah, I
like,
saw that.
Right.
it's two sides to
It's
it.
a
But this
two-way street.
really reminds me of the whole Fab and Emily B situation.
Oh,
my God.
I don't know
Ew.
this. What is this?
Oh my god.
The most toxic situation.
The most toxic relationship. Yes. Fabulous is
But there was so
trash.
much
Oh my God, please
praise
explain it
for
to
them.
me.
But I have had such a crush on him since I was like in high school, which is
I have a
so
crush on
just
her.
terrible.
Right.
But basically, so you know, the whole Love and Hip Hop situation, like Emily B went on Love and Hip Hop New York, and he kept saying, I'm not going to be on this, I'm not going to be on this. But it became so apparent that he just treated her like such trash. And for years, kids later, the bitches, and he's talking about he's single, and she's like, I'm at home living in your house. How are you single? You know? So now it's finally.
Weren't there like, I don't know if it was DV situations, but.
There was a whole bunch of shit going on with that relationship. I wouldn't be surprised.
But then I think Fab posted one thing and made a nice ass comment, and people reposted it like these are goals. Like it took him 15 years.
15
motherfucker.
I saw that.
You
Here's-
reposted it.
But I didn't know. But here's the thing. I reposted what he said. There was no lies to what he said. Whether it matches his situation or not, I don't know. I don't know him. I don't know her. I've seen pictures of them. That's about it. But what he said, there is legit.
What did he say?
I don't remember.
It
what
was just fine. After 15 years, he finally gave praise and credit to his relationship.
Showed
and his-
appreciation
yeah.
publicly.
He did something that he should have, like, you should be, if you're in a real relationship.
He was
you
just
should be
saying
doing
being
the whole
single
time.
ain't it, like blah blah blah, like,
But the man has acted single for 15
which is
years.
fine. I didn't repost like, oh my god, I love Fabulous.
about in general.
I just was like, wow, yeah, that's.
But
agree.
I think your point was like that situation. People gave him all the credit and all the praise for
Absolutely.
doing that. But I do think that also you can be a dog, and you can, whether you're male or female, and like if you hit a changing point, a point where you do decide to grow and be the person that you should be, or something like that. I mean, we're
yeah,
sitting
damned
here
if you do,
dogging
don't
him
damned if
out.
you don't,
Yeah.
right? Let's just like
Like,
talk
at
shit
least-
about him, right?
Hopefully, like, social media posts, meh. Hopefully, in real life, he's treating her all right.
Hopefully,
I don't know.
I think the real goal is to not be treated like trash
From
at
jump.
all.
Ever.
From
right.
jump.
From
Right.
the beginning. Like,
That
treat me like I'm a
being-
human fucking being.
Right.
And show me the respect that a human, like, deserves.
I think the problem with that, like when that happens, a lot of times like people will have kids or like get pregnant. Somebody will get pregnant, and then it's like, oh shit, I'm tied to this person.
Right.
So you're like trying to make it work. I feel like that's what maybe what happened to Emily.
probably.
She was
I'm
just
sure
like,
that happens
I
in
have
a
a
lot of
baby
situations.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
Does, but that sucks because I'll be the first one to tell you, kids, it's not worth it. It's not worth it to stay.
What?
Like,
Oh.
no.
Having them.
No, having kids is definitely worth it, but staying with their dads for the kids
Yeah.
is not.
Yeah.
Nope.
Well, and it does damage to the kids, too,
Yeah.
in
Right.
the long run.
This
like,
is perpetuates this disgusting cycle.
Right.
Yeah. Well.
how did we get
So-
here?
Speaking of kids,
So Boosie needs canceled, period.
oh Lord, I thought we
if I can do
canceled
that.
cancel culture.
Yeah, can we cancel canceling?
Yeah.
I just think he's goofy. Like, it's...
His name is
He just
Boosie
argued-
Badass.
Right.
Wait, what's his last name?
His last name. What's his surname? His surname is Badass.
Badass.
Boosie Badass.
Boozy badass.
Oh my god.
Any hoot.
Yes, on to the next.
Yes. Speaking of kids, so this very interesting survey came out about the number of people who identify as other than kind of like heterosexual. So lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, other. So the difference between Gen Z, which is kind of like people born between 1997 2002.
Oh god.
and the people who identify as millennials, so born between 1981
Us.
and
Just say us.
1996, ussies.
Us.
It like doubled the number of people who identified as bisexual. So
From millennials to Gen Z.
millennials to Gen Z.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so it was just like really interesting information, and people were kind of talking about, what is the change? What is leading to this?
So, sorry, I'll just say it really quick. But like when I was 10, I don't think I knew about any of that stuff.
Me neither.
But like my daughter definitely knows gay, straight. But I mean, she knows more of them than I do. Like she
whole
can
spectrum.
list all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I definitely knew about it, but I remember when I was in college, this somebody was taking like a sociology class or something, but the professor, I wasn't in the class, so the person came back and they were like, yeah, my professor said all women are bi-curious is what they put it, but they basically like you're curious, he shouldn't have said all women, but people are naturally curious about sexual nature or whatever. I don't know, that really, those statistics don't surprise me at all. I think, yes, we're talking about it a lot more than what historically has been shown. And I think it's becoming more and more accepted as
Right. I mean, we just
go
said our
along.
pronouns
just-
at the
Right.
beginning of our show.
they
so.
just became like it just became legal for them to get married. Like
Yeah.
like within the last
Right.
few years.
It was like,
Exactly.
yeah, 2014,
Yeah.
probably.
but I wonder, it does make you, well, yeah, that doesn't surprise me at all.
Yeah. So it's like, is it kind of the openness of society and the opening up of ideas and kind of the changing of mindset? I mean, back when I was in middle school, people would be like, "You're gay," and you'd be like,
Yeah, as like
Right.
a diss.
Even like
as a
my
diss.
parents,
Right.
and
And now it's just
my
like-
dad and my brother would be like, "You're gay," like to each
Yeah.
other.
yeah. And now it's like,
So like that
Why
still
would
kind
you
of
say that?
happens.
It does happen.
A lot of people,
If my
That's
kids
gay.
ever,
or just like primarily black men, in my experience, are like no homo.
no homo.
I
hate
say,
that
say
shit.
something. No
Like,
homo.
it's so stupid.
It's
Right.
like-
And it takes me back to middle school when people
like
used to
nobody
say,
thinks that you're gay just because you
Yeah.
said something. Like calm
you
down.
said you liked his shoes, like
Right.
Right.
I will say, like, I grew up in Yellow Springs, Ohio, which is like very liberal, very, very liberal. So I grew up with kids who had gay parents.
Yeah.
And I guess I wasn't super aware of transgender people. I wasn't super aware of bisexuality, but I was certainly like aware that people could be gay and it was fine.
yeah.
Although like thinking back now to, the kids I went to high school with, I do remember a guy who, he was fine, y'all. He was this fine white boy. Like always had a dope fade, like just real nice body, played basketball, played all the sports. His name was Tracy, which was like,
Yeah.
like his real name was Tracy. But then it was like, he was still fine, but I just remember I saw him with artificial nails, like a full set.
Okay, honey.
And I was like, interesting choice, Tracy. Okay. And he was coming to high school but he was still like very masculine presenting, but wore his full set. And I was
Okay.
like, okay. Come to find out, Tracy is Tracy, but Tracy is a woman.
Okay.
Now, a very beautiful woman, I might add.
Yes.
I was
Okay.
like, okay, Tracy.
I wonder, because when I was thinking back to like growing up, my best friend ended up coming out and, being a lesbian. But I wonder now, because this was what people are saying they're bi.
Right. Okay. So the
rates of
the percentage
bisexuality.
has doubled between millennials, so our age range, and current kind of younger age range. The percentage has basically doubled.
So, but my mind just went to back then you were either or, right? You either
Yeah.
like men or you like
Right.
women. There wasn't a both kind of thing.
Yeah,
So
like
I'm
a
also
queer
wondering if that has something to do with it. Like, you don't have to decide. Like, it's okay.
Yeah, queerness was not talked about as queerness.
Yeah.
But I guess now that I'm like looking back on the people that I knew, there were definitely queer people, and they identified as such, but there wasn't really a word, like there wasn't rhetoric, there wasn't narrative around that identity yet. And so I think as society becomes, as those narratives emerge, a lot more people are going to identify as those with those words, with those descriptions, whatever. I think the number of people who feel like that has not increased.
Agreed.
I just think they feel more comfortable telling people about it, and not afraid to be, and there's still a lot of violence against people who are different. So there's still some risk, but there's certainly not as much risk as there was, as there has been in the past.
I'm thankful that schools now, majority, there's, I'm sure, still schools that probably frown upon anything outside of the quote unquote norm. But I'm happy to hear that schools are allowing people to feel accepted and creating safe spaces for kids. As I remember, like in middle school, one of my best friends at the time, her name was Lindsay. Lindsay was like friends with everybody, but she was not girly. Like she was already like dressing a little different, like, And so everybody's
more
like,
neutral.
Yeah, everybody's like, are you gay? And she's just adamant that she wasn't gay. But at the same time, her best friend, who was named Sterling, this is a guy, was also kind of dressing differently. And people were like, oh, he must be gay. And so the two quote-unquote gay people, all of a sudden, they're like, oh, yeah, you guys should just be together.
Oh, God.
We're like, what's happening?
They're like, no.
Yeah, and it was like, and I want to say that they tried to like date
Because the pressure.
because of the pressure. Yeah, and who wants to be 13 and the only person that's different?
Doesn't have a category.
Yes. But now, thank God, because she has what seems to be a very beautiful family with her wife. I don't know whatever happened to Sterling, but I hope he's okay.
I hope Sterling's okay.
Shout out to Sterling.
Yes.
Wherever you are, Sterling. Be safe.
Speaking of the gays, something happened to Gaga.
Oh my God, you guys. Did you watch the video?
No, I could not.
Wait, what happened?
There's a video of it?
So Gaga's
Yes, a whole
dog
video.
walker was shot,
Oh, my God.
and the dogs were taken. And then Gaga put out this $500,000 reward. I think the dog
He
walker
got
is still
shot
alive
4 times. Yeah, he's fine. He got shot 4 times. It was
Hospitalized.
blam, 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 and they just took the dogs.
for dogs.
Fuck.
They're like bulldogs.
I think they're
Frenchies.
Oh, yeah.
They're Frenchies. And I guess they were returned safely
really?
by
they're fine.
someone.
I wonder
That's
if he was
nuts.
targeted.
I think the dogs were.
Yeah, that was
They
definitely
wanted
for.
one.
They
I mean,
definitely.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, that was planned.
Yeah.
I feel like they definitely had to have known those were Lady Gaga's
Yeah.
dogs.
Yeah.
And it was
Dang,
orchestrated.
4 times. Where was it? Was a he pronoun? Okay, where was he shot?
I don't know.
Can't
He
get
was
past
screaming the
blam
whole
blam.
time.
He was in
Video.
ICU, wasn't he?
Probably.
Damn.
Yeah,
Like the
critical
fact that somebody's
condition.
dog walker can be
Right,
a
is at
target of
risk.
something. It's not the bodyguard
that.
that's protecting
got no
you.
money on
over
them.
in some country. She wasn't even near here. She was
Oh
far
my
away, so she
gosh.
probably felt so bad. Ugh.
That's fucked.
Did it say anything about them catching the people?
No. As of right now, they're
God.
still
Yeah, I wonder,
at
who
large.
I wonder who returned. Well, if they're still at large, I wonder how the dogs were returned.
I guess they were
they got
returned by
loose.
some random person, basically.
He did it.
He said, "Okay, here they are, found them.
Right.
$500,000."
Right. He's already trying to get ransom anyway, but now it's
I've
like,
seen
oh,
this
you
movie
offered?
so many times.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know. I didn't read that much into it, but I was just like, wow, that's fucking crazy.
Right.
The video was just crazy.
How much do you
not
think a
watching
celebrity dog walker gets paid?
A lot.
A lot of money.
Probably a lot.
It depends on how many dogs you have.
How many? I think it just
Probably a
depends on who
lot.
you are. Lady Gaga's dog walker makes a lot of money. I'm telling you right.
First
I'm
of all,
about to-
Frenchies are one of the most expensive dogs. I feel like. I mean,
They're just trending.
they are, and that's probably what raises the price of them. But they are generally very expensive. I think even before they were kind of trendy, my ex spent $3,500 on his Frenchie.
Yeah.
Okay, on a motherfucking dog. And I said, why? But why?
Adopt, don't shop.
Right.
Thank
Like,
you.
but why?
Ava was asking me today, like, why did you pick Cleo? And I'm like, she was perfect.
She had a hefty price tag.
Gosh, I remember. Yeah, people spent. People spend too much money on dogs. Like
My dog was like $85 spayed, neutered, shots, everything.
all of that. The whole kit and caboodle.
And worth every dollar.
He a little hyper, but it's fine. He has ADHD,
Right. He's great.
But we love him.
Yeah.
He's a little different, but we love him. Oh, Scoopy.
Yeah. Let's take a break before we get into the main topic.
Hey.
BRB.
Hey.
She said, I'm not waiting.
Just some technical difficulties on this motherfucker.
Now, a message from our sponsors.
We've already had that.
Is Brittany better?
We're back.
It is what it is.
It actually it is better. Yeah. It actually is.
Make it comfortable.
That's the last chair, man.
Oh my god. All right,
turn it together.
Here we go. Lord, we've got it all together, I think.
Yes.
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 Death.
And UFOs. It's not all about death.
Yeah.
Death.
Some fun shit.
All right, who's gonna kick us off?
I'll kick
on
us
this
off.
Lovely topic.
So I'm driving home from Lilo's the other night because we dropped a dresser off at her house and I stayed a little bit late to talk about the outline a little bit. On my way home, I noticed that the flags were flying half mast and I was like, what's going on? And so I Googled it and basically like Biden ordered them to be flown at half mast because of the 500,000 COVID-related deaths kind of milestone, for lack of a better term, that we hit,
terrible.
I think,
Right.
at
That's
the beginning
a terrible
of
term.
Yeah. What would you say a milestone?
Well, it's not it's the tragedy.
Milestone is like when you turn 40.
Listen,
Some would argue that's also a tragedy.
Right.
It will be. I'm not there yet, but I'm sure it will be a tragedy.
A milestone is more like something you try to work towards.
It's an
I
accomplishment.
think it can go both ways.
All right. Anyway.
All right.
Half
It's
mast.
a tragic milestone.
It's a tragic milestone of 500,000 COVID-related deaths.
Yeah.
So it just kind of got me thinking about death and, you know, how often I think about death and kind of how COVID has impacted me, how death and like how many, you know, I guess tragedies I've experienced in my life. It just kind of got me thinking like, because obviously death is not,
Got you thinking about sad shit.
yeah, I mean, it got me thinking about death and like the afterlife and what happens and like where
Yeah.
are all these people going and, you know, or their souls or spirits or whatever. And so I wanted to talk about it. I want to kind of see what other people think about it.
That also makes me like think about, I don't think any of us, like we all know people that have had it. Some of us have had it, like, but I don't think that any of us really know or were impacted by people dying, right, from COVID.
Brittany?
So I feel like we're very lucky for that.
I mean, I know a person who somebody close to them died.
Yeah, I've
From
seen
a
that, but like
COVID-related death,
us
but no,
personally,
I
like I
haven't
just feel
personally,
very lucky. Like my grandparents are still here. Like,
Yeah. I do feel super lucky, honestly.
Yeah.
Like not
super personally impacted by it.
Yeah. I mean, thinking about death, I don't like to do it too much. Sometimes it'll just like hit me at random times in the day that like I will die.
Yes.
I will die.
Sometimes I think
I'm
about
like,
like worst
how
case
am I gonna do it?
scenarios. I'm like,
How
what
am I
if I
gonna go?
just fell down all these stairs and cracked my neck?
Oh God.
Like I think
Sorry,
about
that's not
weird,
funny.
crazy shit like that. I'm like,
Damn, Lilo.
No, I think
You said, hey.
I mean, listen,
I just
the
ran my car
one
off the road
thing
right now.
we got in common with everybody is we're all going to die. I think about dying a lot, and not in like a dark ass sadistic, like, oh my God, or depressed ass kind of way. I think it's normal to think about death. Also, like, freaking, I don't know if it's normal or not. I think it's very normal. I used to think about, like
Farting?
Yes, I used to think about farting to my death.
I farted and died.
No, I think it's very normal to think about death. And personally, I have had a past of not considering, but like thinking about like how would you die, and if it would be self-inflicted or not. Like, I don't know. I think it's very normal to think about death, and I don't understand why death is a taboo, because we're all going to freaking die at some point.
Because nobody wants to think about their own mortality.
But don't you think that's kind of like
it's definitely kind of, it's definitely problematic in the sense that if you don't want to admit your own mortality, then you're really not subscribing to the idea that there's like a higher power.
Right.
That you're not completely in control.
Yeah.
And for some people that may be problematic, for some others it's not, right? Because
Yeah.
they don't actually believe in that. But I guess that's all I got to say about that.
I know that I'm gonna die, but like for me right now, like actually just a couple days ago, I like took a bunch of pictures of my kids. They were wearing cute outfits. I posted them online, sent them to like my son's dad, and I texted him and I was like, look, if anything, God forbid, were to happen to me, like please just make sure that my kids see each other. Like if something were to happen to me right now, like they're gonna be raised separately.
Yeah.
And that's terrible for me because they are literally obsessed with each other. Like they love each other, and it would just be so different for them. Luckily, they do both have dads who would take them and take care of them and whatnot. But like they wouldn't have each other anymore, like on a regular basis. And that is terrible for me to think about. And like I know that I'm gonna die, but I just really sincerely hope that it's like once we're past that and like they're grown.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have goals to live until I'm 100 or something.
Yeah.
Like I really want to be old.
Does the thought of death like disturb, like,
Not now, but you know,
besides
when it's time.
away from the kids? Like, because I totally get that. And that's usually like when people think about that, they're like, they think about like the people, how it would impact the people that they leave behind, which I totally get that. But besides that, does the concept of death scare anybody here, or like,
Yes.
really?
Yes, very much so.
I think it's the fear of the unknown.
Exactly.
And like you
where's
don't
my
know
soul
when
gonna go?
or where or how or whatever the fuck. And, you know, knock on wood.
Watch the movie.
I don't
Soul
even
and
think
find out.
I don't even think it's like this. I don't even think the scary part for me is like how it's gonna happen. But like, okay, it's happened. I'm dead. Like, where is my soul going?
Well, have you
Watch
seen
the movie
Beetlejuice?
Soul. Watch the movie Soul.
No,
I'm
and
gonna
I'm not
rely on a
listen,
Disney movie
and I'm not
to-
right. I'm not gonna base what happens to me after death on a fucking Disney movie. So what happens in Soul?
Yeah, I've not seen it.
He like is like this middle-aged man, and he like finally gets the gig of his life. He's so happy, and then he fucking dies. He falls into a
Spoiler alert.
Right? Not seen it.
Sorry. She asked me what happens.
her.
Just go ahead.
He falls. I mean, that's not like the most important part of the movie. He dies, like whatever, but it just like tells about like what happens once his soul is like he's about to go to the great beyond, but he's like, hell nah, I'm not ready. I just got my gig. I'm about to do this, that, and the other, and it just like shows like, well,
So
your
his
soul can
ghost
go
plays the
here,
gig?
your soul can go here. Nope.
Okay.
You have to watch the movie.
Watch it.
Yeah.
So it's so funny because like I've seen that movie on like my Disney Plus, and I'm like, I
We
don't
watch
know.
it like once a week.
I swear I thought that it was about it because it's called Soul. and
Music.
it has black people in it. It's got black cartoons.
When
so
I
thought
first
it was
saw it,
about
I
soul
thought that's
music.
what it was about.
Well, it
I
is
thought
It
about
kind of
music.
is. It kind of
Probably.
is.
Okay.
It's a
That's probably
double
play.
double meaning.
Entendre.
Yeah.
Yes.
Entendre.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say entendre, but I was like, I haven't used that word in a
think
while, and
that's-
I
I
don't
think
want to
that's
use it.
the-
It's a play on words.
I think that's the correct
Yeah.
term.
Yeah.
It's a really good movie.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm just concerned, and it's really like my own selfishness why I'm concerned. I'm like, yeah, but then like I won't be able to like do stuff.
Yeah, and look at all these great things in my
See-
closet I won't be able to wear anymore.
Exactly. I won't be able to buy the things I want to buy. I won't be able to go on trips, or maybe I will be able to go on all.
You
the fucking
would be,
trips I
that
want.
would
I
be
don't
the
know.
ultimate. See, and this is,
But we don't know.
I feel like I know.
You know
Yes.
what happens to you after you die.
You're human. Your existence right now is just an experience. You are just experiencing your human body. You're just experiencing this earth. You're actually very limited in this experience to what we can access right now as a human being. Like,
And that's a belief.
when yes, it's absolutely my belief. But when my body decides to not operate anymore and not breathe anymore, I know I believe, but I know, like, I know my soul is going to just experience another realm of, like, I like to travel now. So, like, maybe I'll be traveling, like, instead of across the waters, across galaxies. Like, I don't know, the shit just, it doesn't excite me like I'm excited for my current experience. But I firmly believe that right now I'm just having a human experience, and after I die, it's going to be another type of experience. And
yeah, this is the thing, is I don't think we'll have I don't believe that we'll have a consciousness.
Yeah.
So you won't know that you're experiencing, you won't know any of that, because you won't be able to think, at least not in the same way that you think now, right? You won't have any understanding of
before,
current, anything, because you don't have I don't believe that we'll have a consciousness. If your soul goes somewhere, it's your soul. That's not your consciousness. That's your soul. Those are two different things. Yeah. So I mean, I get what you're saying, but I don't know if you'll be able to like how you're talking about it now. Like, oh man, like I think I would appreciate the fact that my soul is going to have a different experience. Yeah. I don't think you'll know that that's what's happening.
Well, I guess I don't disagree with you at all, because I think that we get very caught up in where we are in our current, whatever, even as like where we are in life here. Like we get caught up in our current concept and what we're experiencing right now immediately. So I don't disagree with you at all. I guess I just know that my experience right now is my experience right now. And when this ends, there will be a different experience. Whether I can recall this experience or not, it's likely to not. But I believe that, I mean, energy isn't created or destroyed. It just transfers. So I think I'll transfer on to some other shit.
Okay. Yes. The recycling of souls.
Interesting. Do you believe in reincarnation?
I was just about to ask that.
So this is my issue. It's my issue with religion and all of these labels, is that we feel like we have to categorize what we believe and then compartmentalize them into a religion or anything. I guess in the definition of reincarnation, I do believe in a rebirth of a spirit, but that doesn't necessarily mean, was I an iguana last life? I don't freaking know. I just know that my spirit has been my spirit, and my experience will continue to be a different experience next time. I don't know. I could be a freaking angel.
I don't know the exact definition of reincarnation, but that sounds pretty much like what that is. Yeah. You're like, your energy or whatever it is that gets passed on or reborn doesn't come with a consciousness. That was my point, is that like your iguana self you don't know that you were an iguana. Right. Because there's no.
I could have been.
You could have been a motherfucking. You could have been a star.
Don't iguanas' tails grow back when you cut them off?
Mm-hmm. Could have been
they're self-regenerating. I don't know. It's very okay. So if the idea is that if we believe that your soul goes somewhere, how do we explain paranormal activity? Because wouldn't that mean the soul's stuck around?
Yeah. I think that the soul didn't either know it had passed on, or it was resisting the passing, or there was a tragic event that led to their death. Like, if you don't want to move forward and into the next experience, then you'll just kind of be stuck until you decide to do so.
Or figure, I agree.
Oh my.
I would agree.
So I was watching this Unsolved Mysteries about
tonight shit,
and it was about I think it was like Hiroshima in Japan, when like basically there was this earthquake. Not Hiroshima.
I was like, that's not Hiroshima.
That's not right. Okay, anyway. No, please stop.
Are you talking about the second season of...
Yes.
It's the tsunami episode.
The tsunami, yes. There was a huge earthquake, created a tsunami, wiped out like thousands of people. And most of those people had no idea it was coming. Yep. And there are countless experiences that people have in that specific area that they will like a taxi driver will pick someone up, take them somewhere, and like look in their vehicle, nobody's in there. Like there's no one there.
Yeah.
People like basically just encountering folks wandering around who don't know
They're
where
dead.
they are or where. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I remember that episode. That was creepy as fuck.
it's
Wait,
creepy.
what was this on?
Unsolved Mysteries.
Yeah.
Okay.
On Netflix,
So
right?
basically, like, I feel that the paranormal stuff could potentially be like someone who maybe died in their sleep or someone who,
Yeah.
you know, died tragically, like, you know.
It's like you have experiences, what a
ships
traumatic
and stuff.
experience as a child, and you don't remember. Like a lot of people will block out the memory of traumatic shit
Right.
in their past. It's the same concept. Like it was traumatic, so you don't remember that you died. So you wake up and you like The Sixth Sense. That movie was about like Bruce Willis didn't know he was dead. He went on to do it's
Right.
that kind of concept. Like they haven't accepted their death, and so they continue to live their life or lack thereof as they would have if they were still living, because they don't. That's why like you see all these like ghost hunters and they're like, get out of my house. Like it's still their house because they ain't died in their heads. Right.
The voice box just picked up somebody. Hold on.
Wait.
Okay, so there's a show. I don't know if it's new, but you know the guy who, what's his name? I don't know. He's like a famous like host person, like TV host person. Mm-hmm. Like old. He's kind of
Geraldo?
like
John
he's kind
Cena.
of like Regis. He's kind of like Regis, but he's not
Geraldo.
Regis. No. Anyway, it doesn't matter who he is, but there's
God
a
rest
show.
his soul. I bet he's saying, "Who wants to be a
Who is
millionaire?"
Geraldo?
He's like the Mexicanish guy.
Any
He works for Fox News. Anyway,
Oh yeah, no, not him.
He's like Ricky Lake era.
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, I
What
don't
an
know.
era,
I thought you made that
right?
name up.
There's a show on
Jesse
Hulu
Raphael.
called The Unexplained.
Yeah.
And it's very good. Like each episode kind of has a theme, and one of the themes was like you know, hauntings or, you know, paranormal activity or whatever. And like one of the so it's a show about like shit that you that cannot be explained.
Yeah.
Like through science, like people have tried, through engineering, through like whatever, they've tested it. They're like, we don't know how this happens. They have episodes on like how the pyramids were built. They have episodes on like just a variety of things. So yeah, this one episode was about like paranormal shit, and they went to a house in I think the house was in like Indiana or something, like close. It's in the Midwest, and it's built as an upside down cross. Like if you look at it in an aerial view, it's an
Nah, they're
upside down
saying
cross.
shit.
I was like,
Well,
Yeah.
how do you know it's upside down?
because
Yeah,
the front,
cross is like
no,
No,
you know what an upside down cross is.
Yes, you know when that shit's
The
upside
cross is
down.
longer
Okay,
on the
yeah,
bottom. If it's right side up, the cross is longer on
Yeah.
the bottom. The front door is on the short side of the cross.
So at the top of the cross.
Yeah,
Correct,
fuck that. Why
but-
would you? That's a house.
But if you're looking at the street view, it's upside down.
Okay.
Nope.
Why wouldn't you just build it right side up
I gotcha.
Or
and
just
go
build a
into the
normal
long?
house.
Anyway,
Well, they built it
Okay,
like that for a
let's talk
reason.
about it.
there was just some
Spooky shit.
yeah.
So, do you guys believe in ghosts?
Have you ever encountered or had any?
India,
I
you
want to
don't
say
believe
no.
in ghosts?
I believe
wanna
in,
say
like,
no because
spirit
I don't want to say
guides.
yes because I don't want I don't want anything to happen to me.
So you're trying to trick the ghosts?
I'm trying to trick myself.
Oh,
Not the
I
ghost. I'm trying to trick myself.
I don't think I necessarily personally have, but like my great grandma used to tell me like creepy stories about like her brother died and like their piano would start playing. I don't know how true that was. But like after my other great grandma died, we have Christmas at my aunt's house, my great aunt's house, or no, Thanksgiving. But she already has her Christmas stuff up because that's just like the way we are. But she has this like wreath that's hanging on the door, and it was like after my great grandma died. But like this wreath, it had like bells on it, no batteries, nothing, and it would just start like randomly, the bells would start playing.
No.
And we were all like, that's our grandma or whatever. And like all of us, like a bunch of like my aunt, my cousins, they would all like talk about like different like toys or something that would like start like stuff that like they would take over to my grandma's house that would just start like doing their
activating.
thing. Yeah.
I don't want to think about it. Like, you know.
As long as it's like my grandma,
It blows my mind. Like, I don't think it's something to be spooked out about. And same with death. Like, people are spooked out about death, but it's gonna happen. I don't think spirits among us are something that you need to necessarily be spooked out about. I think there
is, because the fact that a spirit can ring some bells, make a toy jump, means they can take a knife out of my butcher block and stab me.
But
that's why you gotta hope you got the good spirits and all the bad spirits.
That's what I'm saying.
You encounter
it's
humans every day that could easily do that. That's why don't you have that fear about people that you?
Because I can see
I can
see that person.
Right.
I
don't think like
That's
unless
true.
I'm in like this like kind of like demonic presence,
right?
Which I feel like if
feel.
you can probably feel very uncomfortable like in certain places. I don't feel like any ghost is going to hang around or any spirit is going to hang around that doesn't have like good intentions towards me. If somebody passed away in my house that like doesn't necessarily know that they're gone, you know, they're probably just going to be like passing by.
Right.
They don't like,
Right.
Anyway,
I forgot about Cozy. I was like,
somebody's here.
I'm gonna have to go and watch something funny.
We're having a
after this.
seance.
Shit.
Hello, Cozy.
Oh,
I don't
is
know.
this Cozy's debut? Come on.
no, he was in last episode. I don't know. I struggle because I don't want to freak myself out. You know, so I just say like, nah,
I can't. Yeah,
that shit ain't real.
I can't think about it when I'm like home alone.
Oh
Yeah.
no!
Oh, no,
Right
that's
here
the
I'm
worst.
fine, but like I said, when I get home,
I don't watch scary
I'm gonna have to
movies
watch
after
something
dark.
funny. Nope, me neither. I can watch it in the middle of the daytime, but
Yeah, I
not.
refuse.
Yeah,
Because then I'll just like keep one eye open all night long, and I'll be waiting to hear like a creak, and my house will creak, and then I'll be like, "Oh my god, what time
I
is
just
it?"
keep-
It'll be
if
3
I'm-
o'clock in the morning, and I'll be like, "Oh yeah."
If I'm freaking out, like I'll just keep the TV on.
Yeah.
Like I just need like I just need like a little bit of light happening. But I don't know. I feel like the other day, Cozy was acting real weird. Me and Tania were upstairs. I was doing her nails, and
Is this during Spanish?
this was right before Spanish. And he was in the room with us, and there's like a hallway, and then my bedroom is like directly across from the room we were in, and the lights were off in my bedroom, and he was just like standing at the doorway of the room we were in, and he was just like crouched, like he was
in or-
looking into my bedroom,
Okay.
and he was just like tense. He wasn't happy. He was tense as fuck, and I was just like, Cozy, stop, and he wouldn't. He was just like like looking into my bedroom, and I was like, oh fuck no. So I went into my bedroom, flipped on all the lights, and I was like,
Yeah, I heard that
What's
if
up?
there is like a presence that like makes you uncomfortable, then you're supposed to say like verbalize like you need to leave me alone, or like you need to
yeah. I was just
leave
like,
this
I'm
show
gonna go
your
in
presence
and
go towards the light or whatever.
I was like, Cozy, stop. There's nothing there. I like went in, flipped on all the lights. Like, I mean, and there wasn't anything there. And I didn't feel anything, right? Like, I didn't feel weird. I didn't
It was
feel
probably
like
the spirit of that fucking mouse. Like, get me out this house.
Right.
Oh no.
Tom is mad.
Oh my god, I do
Yeah.
have one more story. My grandparents know this family that used to live in this very, very, very old house out on like Route 40 towards like Newark and whatnot, and they have like garage sales.
Anytime your house begins with route,
Yeah.
you know there's going to
They
be
have
some spirits
it's
amongst
like,
you.
it's like a
Some old
road.
shit.
They have garage sales and stuff. But I was out there for a garage sale one time, and the woman that lived there was telling me about. She had like a young daughter. She was telling me about how her daughter would talk about like ladies in like super old clothes, and like her daughter had never. She was like 6. She'd never seen anything like that. But she was like talking about these ladies in like these big like dresses and blah 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 blah. And like she swore that she was like seeing them in the house. And I was so creeped out. Like. I'm about to get a new fucking build when I get a house.
Right. Yeah. I always think about that at my house. Like, I always just think like, this is
What happened
because
here?
sometimes I get weird feelings, and this is probably just because I'm a scaredy cat and like I'm scared at the dark and all this and that. So like I'll like wake up in the middle of the night and look at my closet door that's always
God, the
open and it's
worst.
dark in there.
God damn it, Alana.
And then
That's the
like
worst.
Close it.
I mean,
I don't.
I do the
I
same
just put the
shit.
covers over my
I
head.
do the same shit. Like my room has a bathroom in it, and I'll leave the door open. I can see like straight into the mirror, and I'm like, oh my god, I don't want to get
Gosh. No. Cozy.
because then you're gonna wake up and it's not gonna be your face, and then you're like shit your pants.
Do you do Bloody Mary?
No, but I
my
like
God,
think
no,
about
don't
that
mess with
shit.
that.
I'm like, what would happen if I like?
Yeah, and you're like, shit. I hope the spirit world didn't hear me in my brain. I'm a freak. Let me turn on the light.
I know.
That's what freaks me out, though, of like me being by myself and Kitty's like
Acting
just
weird?
acting weird,
Acting
or like
normally
stares.
like Kitty?
Well, that's normal for her, but then like just stares above me, and I'm like,
Well, because animals are supposed to be like, they're more connected.
Children
Yes.
too.
There's like a
Yeah.
thinner layer between their existence
veil.
and like,
the veil.
other potential like existences.
Yeah.
April's uncomfortable.
Because it is.
Scooby,
dog.
Scooby,
At least you have a dog. I mean, yeah, like I think we all have like a pet that can alert us if we have an intruder or something like that. But I also
Yes,
feel
Kitty's
like
gonna let me know.
I also feel like my dog might help with like
Your dog
feeling
has-
like I'm with someone. Like if Khalid's not home and I'm like by myself or something like that. It
Well,
helps with.
back at the apartment when you were on I think it was the third floor, Cleo there was a particular corner that she used to stare into, and
The one,
sometimes
there's like the dining room area.
yeah, or in you had a cemetery there at that complex, right?
Yeah.
And Cleo used to like stare at a corner and maybe bark. I don't remember, but I remember she would just stare at this corner of the apartment, and it used to freak you out.
Yeah. I like at that location, I was never really like comfortable just because I knew that there was this on-site cemetery and like there's no telling like what was there before it was a complex. Like what did y'all bulldoze over like
Right.
Yeah.
all this shit. So yeah, like it used to freak me out a little bit, but it was also like kind of an Irish settlement, so I was like, these are my people.
When my grandpa and grandma built their house, they found like they dug their pond and stuff, and they built their house, and they found like arrowheads. So my grandpa would always be like, "It was built on an Indian burial ground." I'm
Poltergeist.
like,
God.
Yeah.
great, grandpa. Thanks for that. Can't
We
say
need
that
to have a
anymore.
seance at Elm Creek where they
We don't.
excavated
We
cemetery.
don't.
We don't
kidding.
have anything of the sorts. I'm not calling anything.
Yeah, I would not.
into
I
this
wouldn't do that
realm.
either.
I'm not messing with y'all.
Yeah.
Okay. If you're here, I just hope that you wish me no harm. That's
Yeah.
all I got to say.
Right.
Like I ain't trying to like
Brittany, do you
get
have
into any drama.
close encounters with the
Unknown.
spirit? So I have a kind of a creepy story that my mom would tell me when I was not super young, but it was when I was a baby. She had a friend and they lived in like this older house, and me and her friend's son would play together because we were like same age. And like, so I remember the staircase because it was like this really like narrow, steep, like Victorian house staircase.
Yeah.
It was like carpeted. But anyway, my mom like put us up in bed, like to put us like down for a nap or something, me and this other little boy, and turned off the light and left the room. And then like my mom came up to check on us. The light was on. She was like, how is the light on? They're like asleep. And so she turned the light off again. Comes up a third time. The light is on again. She
Goodness
unplugs
gracious.
it and like walks out of the room, and the light comes on before she even like leaves the room.
Stop it.
Nope.
And she's just like gets us out of the room.
Yes.
Right.
Because yeah. But that's like one of the creepiest stories I have. I mean, I also have like some other creepy stories like from my own personal experience of like just really like uncomfortable moments, kind of like right before something bad happens. It's just kind of like a weird kind of feeling or connection that like maybe something's like trying to forewarn me that something's about to happen. So I don't know. I just feel like it's definitely worth talking about. Everybody's definitely going to die at some point.
Right.
And, you know, we all wonder about it. We all get a little creeped out about ghosts in the dark and, you know, unexplained things. Who would I haunt?
In this room, when you die, who you gonna come back and haunt?
I'm gonna haunt all y'all bitches.
I'm gonna haunt Lilo. I just want to be in her area and just see what's going on because she's just so private. I don't know what's going on. Let me see what I'm gonna be. I'm gonna find out.
I'm just floating around like,
Yup.
it looks
You're
like
gonna be
she's
bored.
drinking another bottle of wine,
Right.
and watching Netflix again.
I hear I get creeped out, but like I don't. But then also like I refuse to have I've never had a baby monitor for my kids because like I see all these stories and hear all these stories about people that like hear shit in the monitor and see shit in the monitor if it's a video monitor, and like I'm just like I refuse. Like if they cry, I'm just going to listen, turn my TV down, whatever. And then I hear stories about like people whose kids like when they wake up and their kids are like standing over them staring at them. And I'm like, the day my kid does that, like, they'll be kicked out. Like, my kids don't do that. They don't even come in my room in the middle of the night ever. But if they ever did that type of, like, I can't do that kind of stuff.
Sleepwalking creeps me out. Like people who sleepwalk. Oh yeah, Lilo sleepwalks. I'm sorry, Lilo, but that
is creepy.
That creeps me out.
There's a girl on TikTok.
Me too.
There's a girl on TikTok that posts all her videos of her sleepwalking, and it is creepy.
Oh, yeah.
Some of them are super funny, but
So she just sets up cameras like in her room to catch herself.
Yeah.
I cannot.
It's
remember she sent us the video?
yeah.
Yes.
When I stayed in a tent. When we were in a tent with her, I was like so scared. I was like,
I was about to say, did I sleepwalk?
well, I was like, this bitch is gonna get up in the middle of the night and wander off into the fucking woods, and I'm not gonna know what to do.
I wouldn't be able to figure out the door.
There was at one point that you
like,
did
where's
like
the
sit up, and I didn't know if you were like awake or asleep. I was like, I don't know what to do right now, but I'm pretty sure you were
Then she
awake.
like turned her head like all the way around.
Right?
Oh my gosh.
I would literally pass out.
I'm just snap out of it. No, I'm just a very active dreamer, which means my body wants to move with my dreams. I don't know. I've been sleepwalking since I was a child.
So the whole like year and change, or maybe 2 years we lived together, I do not recall you ever sleepwalking.
I don't think it happens extremely often. I did read that if you are a sleepwalker, it is enhanced. The chances of you sleepwalking is enhanced when you drink, which also I don't know how you didn't experience that then because.
But are you a disruptive sleepwalker? Because if you're not, you wouldn't have woken up.
I'm like functional. I'm doing normal.
You're not like
like that
outside.
video. It just looked like you just walked somewhere and you were like, "Oh, this isn't what I was looking for," and you went back to bed.
Yeah.
And even if you like heard your roommate or somebody walking around at night, you wouldn't think they were sleepwalking.
Cleo would have done. Cleo would have got up.
Yeah.
Oh, they're going to the bathroom or
Cleo's
like whatever.
just like, oh, she's just going to the kitchen to get some cereal or whatever.
There was a story when I went to my first year in college. We lived on like a co-ed. We lived in a co-ed dorm. And there was a story about this girl. I mean, you could, the doors didn't automatically lock. Like you had to lock your like room door. And this girl like woke up in the middle of the night and there was a dude in their room. He was at the end of her bed. He was in his underwear. That's it. Just in his underwear, just standing. Just like looking at her sleeping, and he was dead asleep. Had slept walk his
I'd be like,
way
I'm gonna die tonight.
into her room.
Asleep.
Probably when you get up and like they're not moving, like they're just like.
No, I would karate chop the fuck out of somebody. Fuck that shit. Y'all better karate chop me. I think
I would have screamed. I think that would have been my first reaction. Like what the fuck? Or actually, I probably wouldn't have screamed. I probably would have been like, "What the fuck are you doing in my room?" Like I would have got real aggressive.
Yeah.
And if they don't react, they're probably asleep. And like what they say is they say it's dangerous to wake up sleepwalker. So it's just like, what do you do?
It's dangerous to not fight for your life.
He was just, thank goodness he was just kind of standing there, and I think she was able to get like their RA or whatever, and he was still standing in the room. She like went to get the RA. They came like escorted him back to his room. Like, this is creepy. But I was like, could you imagine waking up and just
I would
being
never
like,
not lock my door again.
hell no. First of all, why wasn't your door locked?
Exactly.
Right.
Stupid.
How do you not check that?
That's what
Asking
you
to get
get.
freaked out.
Exactly.
You asking for it.
There's been times I've stayed with my mom recently and I've woken up in the middle of the night and like she's just standing over me. I'm like, Mom, what the fuck?
Wait, no, but for real?
But she's awake. Like she's not sleepwalking, but she's standing over me. And I'm like, but you guys y'all know, like, she's ill. So, like, I'm trying, like, initially I'm like, what the fuck? And I get pissed. It's Falk. It's F-O-C-K. Falk.
Does it scare you?
Yeah, well, I get irritated. And then she's like, I'm just tucking in my baby. And then I, like, I realize, what's going on in her brain. But I get irritated as fuck. Like, bro, like, get off of me. Go. Like, that's not normal, dude. You don't stand over people while they're sleeping. Go away.
Yeah, I can't.
I would be startled and
My
scared
kids will be
and
kicked out the
honestly,
house.
My bedroom door would definitely be locked.
The second Ava will wake up and like, I think I sleep with one ear open anyways, but the second Ava wakes up, like I can hear her. Like
Really?
if she's walking down the hallway or now we have like this couch. We have this couch in our room because she just doesn't want to sleep in her own room. So we like make her sleep on the couch. Yes, because you know what she does with her hands. In your
Dicks
face,
and
you
asses.
can't like, no, you can't sleep because she's just all up in your business. Like she's just all
Deja
and
does
she
that.
sleeps crazy. So we're like, okay, go and sleep over there. So the other night she wakes up and she like wakes up in the middle of the night. It was probably like 2:00 in the morning. She comes over to my side of the bed, kisses me on the forehead, goes over to Clid's side of the bed, kisses him on the forehead. I'm like, Ava, you need to go back to the couch. And she was like, okay, I love you. I'm like, okay.
Do you pay attention to the time? Start checking the time.
I don't like to look at the time. I intentionally don't look at the
it's
time.
between 3 and 4 a.m.
Get
I
irritated.
intentionally
What
no.
happens
Usually
then?
for me,
That's
usually
a witching hour.
Yeah, usually.
She's a witch?
No, that's just me. That's what it's called.
It just means the hour of
That's
the
a
night that
spiritual-
like things happen.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because listen, for a while, Cozy was waking up in the middle of the night and going downstairs and wanting to be let out almost every night. And I was like, oh, hell no. And it was always around 3:00.
Y'all sleep with your doors open? All my doors
Well-
are shut when we sleep.
No, I do. I sleep with my bedroom door open. And I
do
was just
too.
like, this is some fucking bullshit. This is some bullshit.
Right.
Cozy. Fuck you for doing this to me. First of all, got me waking me up in the middle of the night so you can go to the bathroom. Like, so I started putting his food. I started like not letting him eat and like drink before we went to bed, like a child.
Right.
And it stopped. So I was just like, okay. So I really just think it was like the timing. He was eating like right before we'd go to sleep, and then he'd need to shit like at 3:00 in the
a.m.
morning. But I'm like, this is creepy. Don't do this to me.
Right.
Don't
We're
do
not.
to
This is
me.
what we're not going to do.
This is what we're not gonna do. So he stopped getting dinner.
Right.
Okay.
Problem solved.
We're not
Snooze,
gonna
you
do
lose,
this.
Cozy.
We're not gonna do this.
All right.
We didn't talk about UFOs.
Yeah. The next order of business is UFOs. So what kind of got me thinking about this was kind of the Mars, what is it called?
Oh, we just went on
Landing?
Mars. Yeah.
Yes. So we have this like new robot on Mars, and it has like a helicopter attached, and it has like these like crazy technologies of, it can like turn carbon into oxygen, I want to say. So basically kind of trying to figure out if we can live on Mars with kind of like the given makeup of the atmosphere there, and just like super high tech. It has like 27 cameras. So I was like, so we're on Mars, and I think they've like determined that Mars was like previously a water sustaining planet or whatever. So they're like, okay, maybe, if necessary, or if we want to, like, we could potentially go live on Mars. And it got me thinking about UFOs and like the idea that we're such a tiny drop of sand in the
Universe.
universe.
Did you guys watch like a video? I saw like they have like a video of like Mars. Like it had like the sounds and everything. They can't tell if the sounds are like, I don't know what it said something about. They can't tell if the sounds are like stuff
vehicle.
pinging from the vehicle or like actual sounds from Mars. But it was still like a weird video to watch.
So-
Like it's actually Mars.
Everybody here believes in aliens, right?
No, not necessarily.
I don't think
Not
it's possible that we are the only
necessarily.
beings in the whole entire
living
galaxy.
creatures outside of Earth.
I really don't know. I really don't know.
What?
I don't know, y'all.
That is so.
You think we're the only ones?
And the whole entire, I feel like that is the epitome of the earthling human ego, to think that we are the only planet that could have
Sustain life.
Yes, like how
Even when she was
ridiculous.
talking like, oh, maybe we can go live there, blah, blah, blah. That's an earthling talking about, oh, let me go take over
Let's
this
go
fucking
take this
planet.
over. Yes. Yeah.
Because we killing this one.
Right.
Well,
Mars, another one.
I mean, Mars is not ideal, but it's really like.
We'll take it.
I mean, the problem is like there's no water there.
Yeah, I mean, we'd have to
everybody buy
manufacture
your bottled water.
everything that we need to
up.
survive.
They said by 2050 we're gonna run out of water.
First of all,
So
I'd be remiss.
20 what?
2050?
You'd be remiss what?
No, that's not right.
That's
30
really soon.
years?
Well, it's closer than you think.
Maybe 30?
It might be. It's probably definitely going to be in our kids' lifetimes.
Yeah, I was like,
We'll
That
still have
water is
wine.
like-
I'll be long and gone by then. So it sounds like-
2050?
no, I'm saying when we run out of water, it's future Earth's
I was
problem.
like,
so-
damn, talk
that would
about
be
dark.
nuts. That at that point,
So
there's
the
gonna
oceans are
be.
just gone?
Not the oceans,
Can't drink it?
but yeah.
Well, you
just-
can't drink the ocean. You can't drink ocean water, but they will.
Put that shit in a Brita.
Well, this is what I'm saying. Is like
it doesn't exactly work like
it would surprise me, but it would surprise me though if by that time they hadn't figured out a way to
Yeah.
filter ocean water.
If we can land on Mars.
or something.
But no, I was saying I would be remiss if I didn't say that we spending all this money to land on fucking Mars. And we got so many fucked up
We got
problems
people freezing in Texas.
on this planet. Like
poverty
fix
level.
your shit.
The thing.
It's nuts.
The
Poverty,
fact that there's like third
homelessness.
world countries and we're going to Mars and multiple countries are going to Mars and
Yeah,
like,
right.
Or
people
just like the
still
fact that
don't have
there's
like
like
rights, like the right to drive a car in certain countries or whatever the
Yeah.
case
Some
may be.
could be-
we can talk
people
about
don't
it.
have
We
water
we can
in
talk about it
certain countries.
globally, but like I'm literally just talking about the United States. Like NASA, the amount of money NASA gets, the amount of money the fucking military gets to do whatever the fuck that they want to fucking do.
And now we have Space
The
Force.
NYPD has a robot dog now that leaked. It costs like millions of dollars to build. The NY fucking PD has a robot dog.
What's the robot dog do?
It just
drugs.
fucking
Probably.
hops around like a little robot, and I'm like, but
what's the purpose
you mean to? I don't
Drug
know.
sniffing, probably.
like a robot.
It makes on the carpet and it barks.
I mean, I don't know what the purpose of it is, but that's kind of my point.
Yeah.
Is like there's billions and billions of dollars being spent on what I consider frivolous
Projects.
toys and projects when people are like literally starving.
Yeah.
And we've got billions of dollars of student debt that's like crippling people's ability to fucking buy homes and provide for their families.
Yeah.
But whatever.
We definitely have a
Let's go to Mars.
mindset of like exploring space. We want to like, I don't know, maybe figure out where we can live when the earth explodes or whatever. The robot dogs, like let's explore whatever thoughts and stuff we have. But it's interesting that we keep trying to find solutions for future problems and not deal with the problems that we've created as human beings in general.
Right.
For like, all right, well, we didn't get it right this time, guys. So let's just let it burn. Let's just like let the fire just keep
Let it
burning.
implode.
But like maybe, we'll find somewhere else where we can light another fire.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's burn that shit down too.
Which that speaks to the human ego too,
Yep.
right?
Absolutely.
Like, but anyway, aliens.
Yes, aliens, UFOs. So, if you guys didn't look, I put a clip on here of the American Airlines flight in
Yeah.
New Mexico.
Yeah.
That basically said, what's happening over here? Do you guys have are you guys like, I forget what it said. Do you guys have targets up here?
It was two pilots asking like ground control or whatever,
Yeah, do
like,
you have
hey, do you
something
guys
up
have
here
do you
with
guys have
us?
some shit going on, because some shit just flew over us very close to us, and it was like long and
They basically said it was
cylindrical
penis
and-
shaped.
long and cylindrical.
Yeah.
A long cylinder.
Long
Yeah, so and this is definitely not the first report or encounter or, you know,
in
claim.
that area. Where's Area 51?
Area 51 is in
desert, right?
Nevada. And New Mexico is famous for Roswell.
Yeah.
And that area, you know, seeing as how we're going to Arizona here in a few days, I'm just like,
Well,
we might see some stuff. But yeah, it's just like creeps me out a little, but also is like, okay, the government knows more than they're letting on.
For sure.
Because
Per usual.
every time something happens, like a weather balloon is found, or, you know, there's an encounter with a UFO or a crash site, the government swoops in, quarantines the area, and like all of a sudden nothing happened, or it was just this, or it's just that.
yeah.
It's usually a training.
Right.
We're training over here.
And they said if anybody has any like questions or comments or further
Directed
information
towards-
to give it to the FBI.
Yeah.
Which is like, what?
Right. Do you guys, so if there were aliens, whatever you want to call them, would you be afraid?
Yes,
Depends on what they're
bruh.
trying to do.
You would be.
It depends on how I
It's the same
encounter
thing
them.
with
You come in peace or not? Cause
That's what I'm saying. It's the same thing with
I
spirits.
think
Are you
that's-
coming in
that's-
peace or
right.
not?
That's how we're taught. That's how, like,
Fuck it. That's how I'm taught. That's what I'm socialized.
I
but
think that's
at the end of the day,
the globe extended, though. Like, we are taught to fear what we don't know about other people's culture, about other animals and other things. Like,
we're talking about aliens.
I think
it's the
I'm-
same
we're not
concept.
talking about-
It's a species. It's another.
We're not talking about pit bulls,
that
but
we
I
have
also
no
think
idea.
my fear stems from the fact that I pretty much know that they're a more advanced species than we
They
are.
absolutely are. We're dumb as fuck.
So that's kind of like my fear point, because I'm just like, what are your intentions with us? Knowing that we're like this ridiculous, self-defeating, violent species, like you
Right.
see
They're
us
gonna wipe
as
us
like
out.
this, yeah. And you maybe want our
they're gonna-
water,
they're gonna
or you
study
maybe
us.
want, you know, our resources, whatever the case may
That's
be.
karma.
they probably have already studied us. If they exist, they've absolutely been here. They've absolutely flown over. They've absolutely
They've
abducted
mated with
motherfuckers.
humans, dude.
And they have
There's too many
experimented
aliens.
on our bodies. They know about us.
So there's like
know what's
all
up.
these stories of abductions of like, there was this I was watching this documentary on Netflix, of course, and there was like this documentary of this one town where
Unsolved
like
Mysteries.
yeah,
Season 1.
well, where this alien, there were so many reportings of basically abductions that occurred all along this river, or like this like waterway that flowed through this town, and it was like from this little town to this little town to this
It
little
was
town.
all children.
Yeah. And it was all kids. And one of them can remember, one of the kids that got abducted can remember seeing another girl that was abducted on this, like on this, the ship,
Spaceship.
and doesn't even know that person, but like recognized them later in life. Like, I saw
You were
you
there
up there
too.
with me.
So this is my thing. Y'all know about the Salem witch trials, right? And it was just like a bunch of girls in the town. Like, it started off with one girl. She was acting all afflicted by some witchery, and then it
She
spread.
was on her period.
It spread to other girls, and I'm just like, did it really spread? Was this actual witchery, or was it just girls wanting attention? Was it kids wanting attention, wanting to be part of this, thing that, and of course, the Salem witch trial, all the targets were like poor,
Yeah.
elderly, not attractive women.
Kind of like
anyway,
off the grid type of people too.
yeah, exactly. So my thought is like, when I hear about like a bunch of people in the same area like reporting the same shit, I'm just like, are they
the
do
thing
they
is
really
with
experience
these-
it, or are they doing it for attention?
With these kids, they reportedly didn't know each other beforehand. Like,
Right.
and they all the same night or the same, I think it was the same night, had the same experience.
And it wasn't just by themselves. They were
There
like
was a
in the car
witness.
with their
So
family.
it was the exact same night, or it was different nights?
I
I think it was all the same night.
think it was too. But
Well, if
either
it was
way-
all the same night, then maybe. But I'm thinking you might hear your parents talk about a news article right? Like,
Yeah.
oh man, hey Susie, did you hear about
I get what you're saying.
little Jimmy Doe down the street? He got abducted by aliens, and then you're in your bedroom like,
Right. And you have a
I
crazy
got abducted
dream.
too, mom
Right.
and daddy.
I get it, but I also think
Why
that's
do all these
how
people have a
we're
southern accent?
Because
Like,
I know,
not even
where
a
did this
southern
happen?
accent.
Let me guess, where
But
did
like
this story
a-
happen?
where guess
In Pennsylvania.
Exactly. Do they have southern
That
accents?
doesn't tell any accent, but okay.
Okay, my bad.
So-
Hers is very backwards.
So this is like
Alabama.
one. This is a isolated event that
Yes.
affected multiple people, but
Got
the
it.
There's
encounters of abduction and the stories of abduction have happened all over the world.
Yeah, for sure.
And also, how easy is it for us to be like, oh, well, they're crazy? Because that's not anything that we were taught in freaking school. That's not anything we're taught to believe in. So we can easily, our brains are programmed to diminish such ideas because that's not what we were raised to believe. So it's obscure to us. It's crazy to us. Oh, they're just twisted. They're out of their mind.
But there's lots of
They're
UFO
looking for
movies, y'all.
attention.
Men in
Yeah,
Black. I
but-
just watched it the other day.
But it's sci-fi. It's fiction. It's not real.
But so is like all of the paranormal shit.
That's why I asked y'all, do y'all believe in ghosts? Do y'all believe
It's
in
kind of
aliens?
like it's kind of the same. They're a little bit on. I'm saying I probably believe less in aliens than I do of ghosts.
Really?
But I think it's the same kind of thing. Like they probably exist, but am I gonna like dwell on it and like freak myself out? No, I'm probably gonna tell myself like this is not real.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely aliens and ghosts. I probably think about ghosts on probably a try 3 times a week. Aliens, probably not so much, just because the, idea of them like wanting to actually like come close to me is kind of far-fetched. But
they might.
they might.
They might.
You never know.
I mean, anything's possible. Honestly,
remember-
anything's possible. We don't know shit. We don't know everything there is to know
I
about
think
the Earth.
that aliens definitely have reproduced with humans and other species on this planet, and you got people walking around that you think is humans, and they not humans. They
Is that
part
what you gonna
Martians.
say, April?
No, I was gonna say, do you guys remember in like the 90s when aliens were super popular, like the actual green like alien,
Yes.
like it was
Oh,
on
yeah,
like
them-
pencils and
yeah.
like I was like big
Lisa
into that.
Frank.
Like I had posters and shit. It wasn't necessarily because I like believed it. You know what I mean? It was just
Yeah, it
like
was
that was
just
the cool
cute.
thing.
Yeah.
But like I will never forget this one night. There was a tornado siren that went off, and I swear to God that was a UFO landing. Like I was laying in my bed, like this is it. Like a UFO was literally landing outside my house right now. Like I swore. I don't remember like what got me out of it, but like I really thought it was a UFO, but it was just a tornado siren.
So if you could,
Okay.
wow, guess you never
Well,
heard a
shit.
tornado siren before. If you could pick out anybody that you know in your life that is probably an alien, who is it, and why? And you can say their names because we can just bleep them out. I'm actually trying to think of who I would know.
Me.
Oh my god! See,
I think
you're a fucking alien.
aliens-
You just fucking admitted it.
I honestly think aliens are like those people that don't have
They
to
don't
study and they
know.
still get A's on their test.
Right?
Oh my
Geniuses.
gosh.
Like they're
yes.
just like they just know things, and you're just like, okay, like
What's the word for people like Savoyant? No, what's the
Oh,
one?
so yeah, I think that's close.
there
Savo-
you go. Savoyant or
Clairvoyant.
clairvoyant.
oh, like they can like
clairvoyant, you can see the dead
telepathically
or
know
something.
what the answer is.
No, what's the? I don't know. Anyway,
I think clairvoyant is when you're very
to do with the
connected
dead.
to the spiritual
Yeah,
world, right?
like
Yes.
the Sixth
Okay.
Sense. I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah,
You're like, somebody that's here.
Yeah.
I want to talk to you.
See, but I would argue that we all have those abilities.
It's your dead boyfriend. He says give him back his charger.
give me my hoodie back. I've come from my hoodie.
You guys all have encountered, you might not know anybody in particular. You guys have all encountered somebody that's just different. Like there's I don't know if you've looked at the star seeds, but there's like different types of
I know one.
species among us.
Did you see star seeds?
Thing. Bro, y'all can make fun as much as you want. That's a thing. Star seeds is a thing.
Okay.
And there's different, like, you can be of amphibious something. There's reptilians. There's like all these different like. In the concept, it like.
My
whatever,
vote is she's
y'all.
an alien.
Does it have to do with
Lilo's definitely an alien.
She has my vote.
I think we've
got-
decided
Whatever.
she's a Martian.
I would really challenge everybody
what
to
does a
think outside
starseed
of.
do though? Like you can't just throw that term out there and be like, starseeds.
Well, because like you're human, right? Like
I'm looking around like, does anybody else know what she's
there's
talking
different
about?
species.
Okay.
And the whole concept, it's been a while since I read up on it, but the whole concept has to do, I think, with species from different stars, like different. There's just
Like species on Earth came from different stars.
just species in general, and there might be some here on Earth that have like you could be one of these. It's a species from a different kingdom. It's the same concept.
The Star Kingdom.
A different kingdom. Bro, like
Listen, you gonna have to read up on it and
so,
report
like,
back.
if
report
we
back.
are-
Yeah,
if
we need
we
more
are
details
as
about these
the human
stars.
race. If we are as a human race an experiment of basically different, more intelligent beings, basically being like, okay, well, let me throw my seeds into this one and let me put these seeds over here and see how shit happens. And then you have like all these different types of people who look different types of ways. I don't know if that explains races at all, or if it just kind of came to. I mean, I don't know.
So now in my
think
head,
that, like,
I see these people like these things just watching us, and they're like watching us in like a little rat race
They're
maze, and they're
puppeteers.
like,
Like in a globe or something.
your species is real fucking stupid.
we're so programmed to believe that we are the elite, that we are the superior species of this planet. We're so programmed to believe that everything we know for a fact, but we don't. Like, there's so much greater than this earth that we don't know, but we're so programmed to believe it that anything outside of that is silly.
I don't think that we.
No?
I don't think
Y'all
that.
disagree?
just giggle and
I disagree with the premise that we don't acknowledge that we are simply a speck in the galaxy.
A lot of people
Like-
do feel that way, though. A lot of people.
So they don't
fucking
acknowledge
crazy, guys.
that there is a galaxy. All I'm saying is not that there's
Some
other
people think
life.
A lot of people don't even acknowledge that black people should be in the United States. You think they're going to acknowledge that there's aliens?
No, I'm not saying that they acknowledge that there's aliens. I'm saying, do they just not believe that there is a galaxy at all? I'm not talking about life outside of
don't.
Earth.
All
Yeah,
they know
I mean,
is their
They
little
have a limited
hometown.
ass
I
brain.
don't care about those people. They're stupid. But what I'm saying, I guess I don't know. I don't even know what I was saying.
I mean,
I do
there's just so
think
many
I have met an
questions.
alien. I think I have. This
Really?
one guy I went
yeah,
on a
who
date
was your-
with. This one guy I went on a date with. He was weird as shit. He was like, okay, I met him on Bumble. And I was like, I'm not really like into his look. But
have
I was
black
like,
eyes?
I'm going to give him a try. No, he was like blonde and had blue eyes. And I was like, not my usual thing, not my usual cup of tea. But, you know, I'm
freak me
going to,
out.
I'm going to
too, girl.
step out.
Anyway.
And oh my God, he gave me the hardest time. He was like, only wanted to meet for coffee. And I was just like, no, like it's 6:00. It's 6 p.m. Like we're going for fucking dinner. Like, and he was just like very odd. Like we went for dinner. He didn't order anything. Didn't order any food.
What?
Didn't order any food.
Alien. For
Exactly. Didn't eat.
Serial killer.
That.
I ordered food because I was
Serial
fucking
killer.
hungry.
Yeah.
And I was like, you're more than welcome to, eat off my plate, share what I got.
Have a
Didn't
fry.
have a bite. Didn't have a drink.
Serial killer.
Drank water. I don't even know if he took any sips of the water.
Serial killer.
Alien.
Listen, weird as fuck.
Listen.
And then was like talking to me about his life. He trades stocks, so he's just basically like home all day. I'm like, And afterwards, I was like, I'm thinking this whole time, like, this is not going well. This is not. I'm never gonna see this person again. And afterwards, he's like, I had a great time. When are we going out again? I was like,
He wants to plant his seed in you.
Exactly.
And spawn
exactly.
alien.
I said, you must have misinterpreted what actually happened tonight, but I won't be seeing you again.
I'm surprised he let you go that easily.
Listen.
No acid?
Oh, he didn't. He hit me up like numerous times after that. And was like tried to get his talons in me, but I was like, I know what you are.
I know what you...
Martian.
Yeah. So for you, you lost me at blonde hair. Like,
Yeah.
blonde
So,
men,
okay.
I don't, there's something.
But I feel like the
Brittany, you're
aliens,
discriminatory.
if they were gonna,
Right.
if they were gonna come down and like, you know, make themselves into a human, they just automatically are like, okay, human, blonde hair, blue eyes. That's what I'm gonna like. make myself
Prototype.
into. Yep.
Yeah.
No, I
That's
don't
also
think,
what the bots do online.
Yeah, and I don't actually think that's how aliens can do it. Like, I don't think they can just be like, okay, like that. What's that character of X-Men? She can like change herself into anything. Rave.
You don't know though, Alana. Come on now. You don't
Okay, but I think
damn.
if an alien being already exists,
not Raven.
the reason why they want our DNA and to procreate with us is because they want to be able to look like us.
They're trying to advance their existence just like we're trying to study fucking Mars to see if we can live there. Like, it's the same
First
thing.
of all, humans ain't about to advance no other body's system, nothing.
Well, because we're dumb.
All we do
Humans
is
is
destroy
dumb.
shit.
We're over here like creating a wheel, and they're like,
Right.
like
But I think they
harvesting our
can.
carcasses.
I think the aliens can definitely just probably. I think there's probably different species of aliens if they exist.
There are.
There can't just be.
Yeah.
If they exist, there can't just be one species alien. So
Aliens
probably
are
one
things you
species
don't.
at least. They can come down. They can just replicate how you look. They can look at you and be like, okay, bloop, and
Yeah.
then replicate you.
So, like, of all of the
Doppelgangers.
abduction stories that I've heard, there's like a few different types of like or descriptions of like aliens. You have like your classic kind of like gray skin, large eyes, like large head, and like very slender, long bodies. And then there's like the like there's this like really bright like blonde hair, blue eyes, kind of like very like, I don't know. When I
Children
think
of
of
the
it in
Corn?
my head, no, when I think of it in my head, I think of like, have you ever seen Lord of the Rings and like the elf people?
Yeah.
And how they kind of like glow a little bit. Like
Yeah.
they're just like white,
They're,
like the white hair.
effervescent a little.
Yeah. So I think of that. And then like there's like some other descriptions, but like definitely different species of
Yeah.
beings out there.
Yeah. Should we
Like, can't
play the game?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say I can't name any aliens, but I can sure let's fucking name some demons out there.
Oh my god.
Oh, here we go now.
What, little demon dick?
demon
Not even the
dick.
demon dick. Just
Damn.
you're a demon.
That's a new
You're a
segment.
demon.
That
Hashtag
shit'll
demon
get you.
dick.
That shit'll
So,
possess you. Yeah. So we're
game.
gonna play a game and then we're gonna wrap it up.
I'm not ready for this game.
Do you have? What do you have? Props?
What's happening?
I don't have anything, but I need numbers. I need.
Oh
like,
wait,
to
we
pick a
have.
number.
We were gonna pick these at random.
Oh, we pick them at random?
Yeah, we're gonna do random.
Oh God.
You
I'm
can
not
just
playing.
do a Google.
We don't
So we
know
can't
what
look-
they
so we
are.
can't
Look,
look at-
we don't
so
know
we
what they are.
can't
Just
look
be
at
like
them.
1, 2.
Okay. Brittany,
See,
Pick a number between.
1 through.
Yeah.
pick a number between 1 and 4. Wait.
What happened to your mic?
Wait a minute.
Okay, none of that happened yet. Okay. Brittany.
1 through 4. Are you sure?
4.
Let me guess.
2.
Brittany, what's the shameful thing you've done for love or attention? The most shameful thing.
Oh my.
For love or attention.
I gotta think on it.
Made cupcakes.
Oh God. Made a whole dozen of them things.
That wasn't shameful.
That wasn't shameful.
That was nice. That was you trying. I know.
That was me
really trying.
That was you trying.
Exactly why when I see that motherfucker, I just want to slice him up.
What I say?
That was you just trying to show your appreciation.
Demons. These demons out here in
Yeah.
the streets.
See it in his eyes. Beady ass eyes.
I don't.
Oh, terrible.
I have no.
Y'all are
I don't even know how
terrible.
to answer that. I feel like me just like traveling in the middle of the night.
You being a simp.
Total simp.
Just like on the pedal, like 3 a.m. Like, yeah, I'm tired as fuck, but priorities.
We're gonna make this work.
Right.
We're gonna make this work.
He lives across town, but
No, mine was more like me
Across
driving
state.
home. Yeah, like at 2 a.m. to go visit fucking V-Ni's ass. That's pretty much it.
okay.
I feel like that's all I got.
Lilo,
Give me number 3.
number 3. Of the people in this room,
Oh,
who do you
shit.
consider is the most attention
Let
seeking?
me get number 1.
So if you didn't hear the question, of the people in this room, who would you consider the most attention seeking?
It's fine, Lila.
Me.
She said it's finally left.
April said it's
No.
fine, you can choose me.
I mean, I think it's obvious. Me. I think everybody is attention seeking at their own things. I definitely have been attention seeking. If you look at social media,
Have you seen mine?
it might be April.
Right.
It just depends, on the attention.
April's like, pick me.
Right? Right. Not now, April. That was not your time. No, I'm just kidding.
Don't give it to her.
Right. Don't give it. No.
All right, April.
Don't. Yes.
1 or 4?
4.
Would you rather have sex with an elderly person
Fuck, I
for
forgot it
the
was
rest
this one.
of your life?
Oh my god.
Like, I'm talking about like 80s. Would you rather have sex with an elderly person for the rest of your life or never have sex
Can I
again?
still masturbate?
Yeah.
Cool. I'm never having sex again. Unless it's with myself.
Wait, so if you couldn't masturbate?
No, I'm probably just never gonna have sex. I'll be fine.
really?
Yeah.
India had
An 87-year-old?
older person
I
instead
would.
I've been with
I
older
would.
men. My son's dad is just turned 45.
That's
I don't know
not
if y'all knew
elderly,
that.
bro. That's not elderly.
elderly.
I'm talking 80s
That's
and
barely middle
shriveled.
age.
Nope, I can't. I'm not. Why?
That's not even middle
Wrinkly
age.
ass
It will
balls.
not be enjoyable.
You don't know that Viagra and
If it's still
You work
Viagra and reverse cowgirl.
Y'all are nasty.
right,
No.
don't even look at them.
No.
Put a bag over their head.
No.
Nope. Bounce on.
I'm celibate.
Me too. I'm celibate.
I
I'll
got
be
you.
fine.
Ride that
Listen.
old horse into the dusty sunset.
What's India's question?
India, do you have an addiction? She's like, I have several.
Which one do you want to hear about?
I do have several. I mean, I guess I'll go with like the least.
Disturbing.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely have a shopping addiction. I think everybody knows
Yeah.
that at this point. I mean, what am I supposed to, like, how do I explain myself? I don't know. It just makes me feel good. I'm like, you just like do shit to
Do shit.
fill the space, to
why I keep
take
buying
up
new
the
shoes.
time.
Everybody, I would argue everybody has a vice, and a vice could easily
Everybody
be an
does have a
addiction.
vice.
Yes.
I have to
Absolutely.
go pee first.
Yeah, and I think I think shopping is it's definitely a problem.
Okay, Alana, I'm reversing them. Pick a number. You're playing, bitch.
1.
All right, I reverse them. Would you rather have sex with an elderly person for the rest of your life or not have sex ever again?
I mean, I would go with the elderly option.
I'm not surprised.
Listen, y'all mean to tell me that you would never want to have sex with
never.
another
I
human
wouldn't. I'd be
being
fine.
ever?
No.
If my choices are not having sex
mean,
and having sex
unless
with the
I
87-year-old.
love-
Think about like the
What is the range of ages that is considered
I'm
elderly?
talking 80 or older. 80 plus.
I mean,
You would fuck an 85-year-old dick.
I have no
Yes.
desire. I would rather just not have sex.
Connected
Unless he's
to
rich
an
as fuck, he's about to give me $1 million. Then I'll have sex
then
with him
die.
once, but
No.
it's gonna be the Anna Nicole story. Have you seen her husband?
Oh, my word.
He was basically the crypt
You
keeper.
bitches are disgusting.
yeah, I'll do
they
that
didn't
once
have
for
sex,
money.
though.
But if that's my only option of having sex, just to have sex,
What
I'm
did
not
she
fucking
do?
having
Just give
sex.
it a little
Probably.
chuggy-luggy?
Would
Probably
you
licked
put
on it a
an
little bit.
85-year-old dick in your mouth?
They don't want that. They're
I
having
mean, it depends on how
whatever.
much money I.
y'all talk-
my God.
Y'all are
Facts.
talking about shriveled dicks. Every dick is shriveled before it gets hard.
Yeah.
Okay. So y'all have put lit dicks in. All of y'all have put a lit dick in your
Imagine
mouth.
a shriveled ass, hard ass
That's just
dick.
nasty.
That
It doesn't
shit's
matter
so-
what
But
age they are.
I love sex, but like I love it because of like sometimes
Let's talk
who is
about- let's
attached
dig a little
to
bit
like
deeper.
I just that's 87 years old. It's not gonna be enjoyable. There's
How do you know
way.
that though? Like
Exactly.
It's gonna
They
be
say
a
you better
dick.
try it.
Don't knock it till
Yeah,
you try
like
it.
Right.
Viagra,
The only way I would have
like-
sex with somebody over the age
He
of
might
80
be in the
is for
best
money.
shape of his life.
No.
The only way I would have sex with somebody over the age of 80 is for money, and it better be a lot of fucking money.
No. Oh,
Yes.
No. Okay.
Oh no.
Period. Right.
I mean, listen, 80 is old as fuck. That's old. That's
He about to die. He probably, if he hasn't already died.
But I'm not gonna give up the human connection of sex just because the only people I can have sex with are old.
Yeah.
I don't want to have a human connection with sex with an 80-some-year-old. I
With
don't at this point in my life.
human ghost.
I would rather have sex with a ghost. Like, no.
Listen, I had sex with a guy who was my age, and his balls.
Hold
You
on.
thought I
I
was
was
gonna say
waiting
I had
for
sex
it.
with a
I was
ghost.
like, something.
Just the way we were talking, and then all of a sudden you were like, I had sex with a ghost.
by the way.
Y'all nasty.
Haven't you seen Scary Movie or whatever that movie is?
Oh my god.
It's like going up the wall. Getting banged out.
I guarantee that ghost was not over the age of 80. The way she was going up that wall.
Oh my god. You're out of control.
Y'all are sick. Y'all are sick.
Oh, and on
So
that.
the 80-year-old that you fucked.
Right.
No, I didn't fuck an 80-year-old, but I fucked a guy who was my age. And
But he
his
had an
balls-
8-year-old dick.
His balls were saggy as the fuck.
Oh.
His balls were so saggy
Were
that
they hanging?
Did
or
they
they're
were
throw?
tied?
Did he
hitting
throw
me.
them all over his shoulder before he started?
Wait, let me get these out of the way.
Hold on, guys. When I was 19, I
those are real
moved to Georgia
manners.
for a guy that was like over the
80.
age of 40. Like, I know what it's like to date an older guy. 80 is a whole different ballpark.
Of
No
course,
pun intended.
It's a different ball game for sure. But no,
Your ball jokes.
his balls were so saggy that they were just like literally like slapping me. Like if he was like having sex with me from behind, like they were literally just like
I've had that
Smacking
happen.
your ass.
And
And it wasn't even
No,
like
not my
no, but they were
ass,
so
my, like,
long
vagina.
though that like it was like
You saw him too?
no. But what I'm picturing in my mind is they were so long that like he would thrust and then like 2 seconds later the balls would hit.
right.
Smack
Like,
your
Because they were
face.
so long they'd be
Like
like
chest, like
They
you know
Exactly.
the balls came.
Exactly.
why is he breathing so hard in the pub? I'm confused.
It's like the
he's
tennis
carrying around
net.
these heavy ass balls.
Saggy ass balls everywhere.
Well, keep
I
your
mean, I
eye on the
dated-
sky.
Yeah.
Keep your
I
balls.
dated somebody with a uncircumcised dick, so it can't be that
It's
much
not the
different.
same.
Maybe.
No, it's different. I'm sure.
Listen,
Anyways, you guys send us your ghost stories and your UFO
Yes,
stories.
we wanna
in our
hear.
DMs. We want to know what you've seen, what you've heard,
Somebody-
what
If
you
you
know
have
about.
close encounters or paranormal
With a third
paranormal
kind,
encounters,
share them with us.
Let
Yeah.
us know.
We want to hear about it.
We want to hear.
Have you ever had sex with a
Inquiring
ghost?
Right.
And how was it?
Maybe.
Did you
Or
get
an
the wall?
80-year-old man.
Was it an elderly ghost? Was it an elderly?
Did you get money for it? Did you get money for it?
There's levels to this shit. Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah.
Bye.